Aeros were trying to avoid 3 straight losses as they welcomed in the San Antonio Rampage, a team that they had beaten 3 straight times at the Toyota Center this season. Houston's power play hit the skids, and San Antonio capitalized on their first man advantage in a 3-1 win. Tonight, the Aeros look to regroup as the I-10 rivalry continues for the second straight night. The Aeros and the Rampage. AHL hockey, Texas style is next. The largest crowd of the season starting to make their way to their seats as the Houston Aeros will play their final game before the AHL All-Star break. Hello, hockey fans. Welcome inside the Toyota Center. Jason Shaver alongside Cam Stewart as the Aeros take on their I-10 rivals, the San Antonio Rampage. These two teams got together last night with San Antonio picking up an impressive road win, 3-1 over Houston.
Yeah, San Antonio played the exact game that they wanted to play. They came in here, they kept it simple, they got good scoring opportunities, and you know what? On the Aeros turnovers, they capitalized.
They were able to weather the early storm that Houston produced. They couldn't capitalize and found themselves at a 2-0 hole. Now the Aeros will try and regroup. They're a little angry about how the result of last night's game ended, so just 24 hours later, they have the opportunity to exact some revenge.
Well, I think they're definitely angry, but again, it's nice to be able to come out the next night and come after the same team because they've obviously gone through video and seen some of the mistakes that they made. And you know what? They've got to play better in front of Nolan Schaefer. He's been playing very well, and they've got to play better defensively in front of him.
As we take a look at a couple key players for the respective teams, we started off with San Antonio. He had the game winner last night. He grew up playing in the Moscow Dynamo program, kind of like the New York Yankees of Russian professional hockey. Enver Leeson had the game winner last night.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a young kid with a lot of talent, and I think management, Wayne Gretzky, they're up in Phoenix, and they're thinking, you know what, you see it every third night. Consistency for him is going to be the thing, and he's going to want to come out here tonight and play the exact same way that he played last night.
And that is a challenge for younger players, is to put it together for 60 minutes, night in and night out. It is an 80-game schedule. The Aeros struggling to score some goals, so they lean on a very young, offensively gifted player in Benoit Pouliot.
Yeah, Benoit, I mean, I coached him last year, and he's got to learn to use his assets, and he knows what they are in his speed and his hands and his playmaking ability. But again, last night you saw him, he had some defensemen wide, he was going wide, had them beat, and he came back into the middle. I talked to the coaches this morning, they've gone over that with him, and hopefully Benny, like I said, uses his assets tonight.
Houston had just scored 2 goals in the last 2 games, just a single goal. They're going to need more than that. As you take a look at the West Division standings, it is a very tight West Division. The Aeros, with the loss last night, fall from 5 to 7. If they can pick up 2 points, they're right back where they need to be, but they need the 2 points tonight.
I mean, it's a huge game, and you know what? They're going to have a good crowd in here tonight, and they're going to have to feed off of it, and that'd be a huge 2 points going into an all-star break, and like you said, pulling them right back in it.
5,000 Boy Scouts expected in attendance. Can the Aeros earn a merit badge and pick up the victory? We will find out. Tonight, together, this is Houston Aeros Hockey. For the hottest Aeros gear, including jerseys, pucks, game used sticks, gloves, and helmets, call 713-974-PUCK. Aeros merchandise is available at all Aeros home games, or you can browse online at Aeros.com. Aeros merchandise has items for women, men, and kids. Whether you're shopping for the sports fan in your family or for yourself, there's something for everyone. For the most affordable, authentic sports gear in town, call 713-974-PUCK or visit Aeros.com.
Hey fans, it's your last chance to guarantee the best seats to the best games. Purchase a Rocket 6-game plan for as low as $84. Choose the best matchups between now and the end of the regular season, including the matchup with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. You'll enjoy the same great seats to every game, plus guarantee yourself priority on playoff tickets. Get your 6-game plans today by calling 713-627-DUNK or logging on to Rockets.com.
The starters starting to take the ice for the Houston Aeros. Welcome inside Jason Shaver alongside Cam Stewart for our second Aeros telecast on FSN Houston. A lot at stake heading into the All-Star break. Houston has had the number of the Rampage all time, but it was San Antonio picking up the win last night in Houston. Just the 7th time San Antonio's won at the Toyota Center.
And I think a lot of it had to do, like we've talked about, they created, by turnovers, they created chances against themselves and kind of hung Nolan Schaefer out to dry last night. And I'm sure they're want to get a lot better start here tonight.
The Blizzard hockey team taking the ice. Some hopeful future Aeros standing alongside current Aeros. And we've got a former Aero and Cam Stewart to my right. We're going to bring in the color guard as well, presented by the Boy Scouts. A lot of youth hockey in use in this Houston area at tonight's game, which is so important, cultivating a young fan base.
Yeah, and hopefully the team can feed off of this crowd, because it looks like a great crowd, and that can really help.
The national anthem will be sung by David Elementary School. So again, the kids getting in for the national anthem as we will join them in America's song.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose was stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A beautiful rendition of America's song. David Elementary School providing the music. The Aeros will try and get the music going here offensively. 15 shots yesterday in the opening period against San Antonio, but just 1 goal.
Yeah, and I really think they just have to get out, finish checks, keep it very simple, and obviously get traffic in front. And again, here are make goaltending. Both goalies played well last night. Both teams are expecting the same thing. Support the puck. Don't make rink-wide passes. Keep it simple. And finally, turnovers. Turnovers is what killed the Aeros last night. Quality chances, not shots from the outside. They have to penetrate the middle and get, like we said, traffic in front of Torgman.
Josh Torgman's goaltender is San Antonio's goaltender tonight. Torgman comes in with great numbers on the season. Picked up his 14th win last night, yielding just 1 goal on 26 shots. And he had a couple rebounds in the slot, but the Aeros could not get to those loose pucks. And at the other end, Nolan Schaefer was the busier as far as quality shots were in last night's game.
Yeah, to be honest, Schaefer played unreal. It could have been 10-1. There was point-blank chances where he played very, very well, and they expect the same from him tonight.
Goaltending so important to the netminder for Houston. Schaefer leads the AHL in nearly every significant category, and coaches for both teams will lean on their goaltenders as we take a look at Greg Ireland this year. On December 28th, he celebrated his 300th win as a professional coach.
Yeah, had a little bit of a up and down year last year in Grand Rapids. Got another opportunity, having a good year. Talked with him before the game. Likes living in San Antonio, and his team obviously liked last night's outcome.
He was hired by the Phoenix Coyotes in the offseason. This is his first year in San Antonio. And Kevin Constantine is at the helm for the Aeros. You can tell he's intense going into this game, not happy with last night's result.
He's an intense coach to begin with, and probably one of the most well-prepared coaching staff in the league right there. Don't have a lot of scoring, but have all the guys usually on the same page, which we didn't see last night, which hopefully see for the Aeros tonight.
Kevin Constantine from International Falls, Minnesota, has coached for 3 different NHL organizations: San Jose, Pittsburgh, and New Jersey. Tonight's referee is Sean Davis. He will call the centerman to the middle of the rink. It will be Steve Kelly, who leads Houston with 10 goals on the season, against Chris Durno, who played collegiately at Michigan Tech. Fans starting to settle into their seats. And we have a little conversation between our line staff tonight, Fred Huddy and Frank Prestigiovanni. They look like they've resolved it. Joel Ward had a great game yesterday for Houston. Didn't get a point, but was outstanding on the penalty kill.
Yeah, he had it. You know what? That's why Joel Ward played in the NHL last year. He was good on the forward check. He was good penalty killing. We saw him drop down in front of a lot of shots. And if he keeps playing like that, that's why Jacques Lemaire knows that Joel Ward's down here, and that's good for coaches at the NHL level to know they have reliable guys down in the minors.
They had a little delay. Now it looks like we're about ready to drop the puck. Finally, Durno and Kelly on the face-off. Sean Davis explaining the delay to Steve Kelly, who is the oldest member on the Aeros squad at 31 years old. And from the drop of the puck, Houston will pick up control. It's knocked across the line, and Reitz will push it right back out. Eric Reitz, the captain for Houston, will be at the AHL All-Star game tomorrow in Binghamton, New York. Now on the forecheck, Ryan Hamilton will dig it free for Houston. Right point, Reitz had the only goal last night. Got it towards the front of the net, but it missed the mark. Kelly behind the net, controlling now. Hamilton had a shot out in front. Now Joel Ward back behind the net, controlling. Aeros controlling the puck in the offensive end off the drop of the opening faceoff. Kelly's shot ricochets wide. Durno will grab it, and he gets it ahead. Matt Murley feeling a little bit of the heat. We'll clear it to center. Benoit Pouliot controlling now for the Aeros. Moves it back in his own zone for Reitz. Serge Pye banging ahead to Cal Clutterbuck. Clutterbuck dumps it deep. Torgman pretty good at playing the puck. Will work it himself. Carcillo couldn't get it past Pye. Pye dumps it back behind the net. And Jones in a foot race. Aeros looking to be more physical in the opening period. Clutterbuck controlling. Hands it off for Pouliot. Pouliot to the left point. Albers faking. Now wrists it out in front. And it's knocked down by the defenseman Brendan Bell. And Bell will clear. Good start here for Houston.
Yeah, the great first shift. You know what? Did the simple thing. Dumped it in. They kept it in. They cycled. Now penetrate, which we talked about. They have to get shots on net, and they have to get traffic in front.
Controlled now on the point. Work deep by Rogers, and San Antonio finally able to come through center. Former Aero Travis Roach will bang it in. He had 2 assists last night. He has great numbers against his former team.
Yeah, he's a real talented defenseman. You have to really watch him jumping in from the point. But if you can get on him, you can finish your check and get him a little rattled.
Kalis will come back through center. Pass was behind Marco Rosa. Rosa will leave it off now for Kalis on the near side boards. Rosa down low. Ehrman off the end wall. Couldn't tuck it in on the short side. Puck bounced away from him. And it's knocked out to center. Where Norwell will spin it back in, grabbed by Foster, and across the line, the Aeros offsides. And that's the only thing that's gone wrong for Houston in the opening 2:36 or 2:26 of this opening frame.
You know what? They've done a great job. They're making little passes, and they're supporting the puck. I mean, they're not making rink-wide passes. The wingers are supporting the wingers. The center's coming across, getting the pass from the wingers, and they're getting it into their zone. They're really playing a simple but smart game right now.
Aeros will chase back in their own zone. Maxime Norwell, the rookie out of Montreal, Quebec, will touch up in another icing against San Antonio. The Aeros trying to make a little bit of a difference from last night's game where they generated the 15 shots in the opening period, but the early pressure was weathered by San Antonio. They ended up with the game's first 2 goals. The Aeros need to get a little bit of reward for this hard work early.
Yeah, I mean, they have to get the crowd in it too. You don't usually have huge crowds like this in the minors, and find a way to get them involved and to get the first goal would obviously be a good thing.
In comes David Spina. Spina had an assist on the game winner last night. And Danny Ehrman will clear now for Houston. Little D-to-D. Helmer on the near side. Goes rink wide. Dumped in from center by Matt Murley. Eric Reitz, the Detroit, Michigan native, gets to it first ahead to Ryan Hamilton. Hamilton hits a streaking Joel Ward. Little change up of some of the line combinations tonight by Kevin Considine. Ward normally out there with Adrian Foster, who is now taking the ice, and Foster will try and work it out to center for Pye. Pass off the skate of Matt Murley. Gotta watch out for those dangerous passes, especially when you're trying to come out of your own zone. We welcome in our radio listeners on KNTH 1070. Joseph Zakshevsky was filling in for you. We're simulcasting on FSN Houston. And you get a tape delay as well, FSN North in Minnesota. Aeros, the parent club is the Minnesota Wild. San Antonio, their parent club is the Phoenix Coyotes. Most of these players, high draft picks for their respective organizations.
Yeah, outside of the NHL, you're talking the top talent pool around, kind of like the AAA baseball. But it's really good. It's good games, it's good talent, and I mean it's a lot cheaper way to see good hockey.
Cal Clutterbuck throwing his weight around, and he draws a penalty, or he will take a penalty for the elbow. And now Carcillo and John Scott a little nose-to-nose. Carcillo reassigned by the Phoenix Coyotes wearing 44. When he left the NHL, he was leading it in penalty minutes. John Scott leads the Houston Aeros, a 6'8" big defenseman, and I know the coaching staff trying to get him to play with an edge tonight. Cal Clutterbuck wearing number 8 for the Aeros, already 2 games with the Wild, definitely playing with an edge early.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about Benoit Pouliot using his assets. Well, John Scott's got to use his, and I mean, they've got to be physical. And Cal Clutterbuck right here, he's a guy that the Wild are looking to, in a couple of years, to come up and be banging around up there with them. And I'm sure Jacques Lemaire, you can never have too many of those hard-working, hard-hitting antagonizers, kind of like Cal has played his whole junior career and has done a good job here early in the season.
The guy that you like to have in your team but hate to play against?
That's exactly it.
Elbowing goes to Benoit Pouliot, opening power play for San Antonio. That's how they grabbed the lead last night. They finished 1 for 7 on the power play. They're on their first try in a scoreless opening period. A shot from the left point got through off the stick of Bell, kicked away by Schaefer. Enver Leeson had it taken away by Joel Ward, and Ward tripped up, gets the clear, one to penalty, didn't get it. Kevin Considine not happy with it on the Houston bench. As the 5-on-4 continues for San Antonio, Leeson will dig the pass out of his skates, drops it off for Bell. Joel Perreault, who's now up with the Phoenix Coyotes, leads San Antonio with 8 power play goals. Rampage come in ranked tied for 25th in the AHL. Aeros outstanding on the penalty kill, ranked 5th at 85.5%. Bell, left circle, walks to the corner, tried to force it to Thomas. Chanute comes away with it. Del Salvador, touch pass to Bell. Bell patient, back up top. Del Salvador working away from Rosa. Rosa ties him up. Rotated to Tanute, thrown out in front but wide. Thomas along the end wall, battling. He's pinned up by Brendan Rogers out of the University of Michigan. And Rosa finds some room. He will clear to Clutterbuck, trying to split the defense. Clutterbuck in, short-handed, and the long stick of Leeson broken up, but Leeson has taken a penalty, and the opening power play for San Antonio is over. We will skate 4-on-4 for 36 seconds, and then Houston will get their first try in the power play. But that's the danger when you have a forward playing the point position. Clutterbuck able to make a rush and force the forward playing defense to take the penalty.
And it was actually a good play by the Aeros defenseman. John Scott got it up. Cal Clutterbuck got hit right there. He jumps up, and who's in the play? He was way back behind the goal line. And who's in the play? Who's getting the chance? Cal.
And then you see Kevin Constantine getting an explanation from Sean Davis, the referee, regarding that trip that Joel Ward was on the receiving end. So we skate 4-on-4. The Aeros winning the offensive zone faceoff. Reads a drive and no rebound as it's gobbled up by Josh Torgman. Torgman, interesting story about him. He was traded to Moncton his final year in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. And he went all the way to the Memorial Cup, facing his idol, Patrick Waugh, who was coaching the team in Quebec. And what does Patrick Waugh say during the tournament? I don't think Torgman can play at this level. He's playing above what he can play. He's going to fold under the pressure. Tough to hear from your idol growing up when you're the netminder looking for a national championship and the Memorial Cup in Canada.
That's all part of hockey, and Patrick Waugh, he knows how to get an edge, and thought he might get in the kid's head.
In comes Foster, 17 seconds before the Aero power play. We were skating 4-on-4. Foster tied up. Ward trying to help dig it free, but it ends up on the stick of Matt Murley, and he comes to center. Norrell throws the shoulder, knocks him down, takes a penalty in doing so. And the Aeros will not get the opening power play as Pouliot steps back on the ice. Instead, we'll be back to 4-on-4 play and eventually another San Antonio man advantage. And Maxime Norrell will sit for an elbow, so a couple elbowing calls going against Houston in this opening period, but as a coaching staff, you'll probably take the over-aggressive penalties in the early going, because that's the one thing that Kevin Constantine and crew was stressing: be physical.
Yeah, you want to be physical, but you have to be in control of your body. Where you see right here, his arms are up. Yes, it's good that defensemen stand up, but Norrell's arms right up. It's an obvious penalty, and Kevin's not going to be happy with that.
So more 4-on-4 play. It's San Antonio pressuring. Spina lost it as Ovechsky poked it out to center. Back in the lineup tonight, Ryan Caldwell, after being a healthy scratch last night. He's only plus 17 on the season, third best among all blue liners. Caldwell has it, but that's how deep this San Antonio team is on the backside.
And that's Coach Greg Ireland trying to tweak guys. You tweak them in different ways. Just because he's leading the league doesn't mean that he deserves a spot every night.
John Awe has it. He's an ECHL call-up. Signed a AHL, ECHL deal with the Houston Aeros. He's from Memphis, Tennessee, and he gives it to Paul Albers. Albers was coached last year by Cam Stewart and has done a good job in his second pro season.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to see him come in here this year and play like he has. We went down and we watched him in Beaumont quite a bit last year, and he was a top scoring defenseman down there, and he came up here and now he's playing solid defensively. 31
seconds until another Rampage power play. We'll step aside with 12:45 to go in a scoreless opening period. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Fox College Sports has the recipe for the ultimate college reunion. Start with over 900 live NCAA events. Add your favorite conferences like the Pac-10, Big 12, and more. Toss in news from around the NCAA. And garnish with the hottest coaches shows. This is the place where college never ends. To order Fox College Sports, call 1-877-2-GET-FCS.
Tonight on the FSN Final Four, presented by DirecTV, Two of the best headline college basketball is #1 Memphis and #2 Kansas. Both hope to stay undefeated. Plus, Tiger Woods looks to continue his dominance as he leads the pack into the 3rd round of the Buick Invitational. And the Miami Heat are losers of their last 15. They try and snap their skid against the visiting Pacers. For all the day's highlights, in 30 minutes, it's the final score.
Kettle One presents Michael Bublé. You're invited to spend the night with a real deal. In an intimate theater setting, Saturday, March 1st at Toyota Center. Tickets make great holiday gifts and are on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Kettle One presents Michael Bublé Live, a Beaver production.
We skate 4-on-4 for another 23 seconds, and then San Antonio will have their second try in the power play. They're 0 for 1, cutting their first power play short with a penalty. No score in the opening period. 12:25 remaining as it's brought across the line by the defenseman Brendan Bell. Threw it out in front. John Scott got the big stick on it to break it up. Rosa tried to stick handle out of his own zone. Knocked down by Granton, but it's grabbed by Foster. Power play now for San Antonio, but short-handed. Foster, a shot and a blocker save made by Torjman. 25-second power play for San Antonio will be a brief one, and they need to work quickly. Brian Helmer, the captain, recently played his 1,000th pro game. Ahead to Murley. Murley knocked down by Albert, supporting. Del Salvador into the slot. Spina drive, and a save by Schaefer. Didn't know where it was. It's knocked to the end wall. 8 seconds to go on the Rampage man advantage. Del Salvador works it in the corner. Murley shading behind the net. Pass behind Helmer out of the box. It's tipped all the way down by Noro, and he will head off on a line change. So Noro now being told to go right back out on the ice. So he stays on with Reitz. Ovechkin, Kalis up front along with Serge Pye. Thomas hustling in for San Antonio. Swings behind the Houston net. Pass out in front. Tanute, a shot, and Schaefer the save. He will hold on. Joey Tanute, 31 points on the season. Second most for San Antonio, and Nolan Schaefer sharp early.
Yeah, very sharp early, and I mean, the defensemen, they have to pick up those guys in the slot. Those guys, San Antonio's doing a great job of finding an open area, and the top forwards have to come back and make sure they have the sticks of those guys in those little soft areas.
Pye to take the face-off against Tanute. Tanute won it back, and it skips over the head of Schaefer. Nice job getting the shot through by Brendan Bell. Pye through center. Out there still with Ovechkin and Kalis. The two Peters flanking the wings with Serge Pye. Ovechkin trying to bang it to Pye, broken up, and now it's controlled by Tanute. Leads it out to center. Carcillo could feel Reed stepping in and avoided most of it as Kalis will cross the enemy line, try to give it back to Reitz, taken away, and up comes Bill Thomas. Reitz will chase after it. Now it's Carcillo's turn. Chasing the Aero defenseman. Reitz works through it. Pass across the line for Pouliot. Has a step. Pouliot driving towards the net. Couldn't pull the trigger. Only had one hand on his stick. Now he'll stick handle out of the corner. Hands it off Kelly. Kelly trying to work around Stevenson. Clutterbuck controlling. Penalty call coming up on the Rampage. Off goes Schaefer. Extra attacker on. Clutterbuck cycling with Kelly. Clutterbuck still has it. Pass to Pye, who is the extra attacker, and it's taken away by Josh Gratton. And Sean Davis makes another call. Calling it tight in the opening period. He reffed last night's game. It started to get a little physical at times, so he probably wants to try and keep this I-10 rivalry as tame as possible for as long as possible.
Yes, but as a team, you have to be aggressive. And the good thing about that play there, Benoit Pouliot uses his speed a little bit. He didn't try and kind of make a move, although he only had one hand on the puck. He caused a penalty because of creating things from using his speed, like we were talking about.
He's going to be a key tonight. This will be really the first true taste of a man advantage for the Aeros. They had a second power play and took a penalty that negated their opening try. Noro will give it to Reitz. Reitz leading the team with 5 power play goals. Into the corner, Peter Ovechkin. Up top for Maxime Noro. Noro trying to work away from Cam Paddock. Reitz controlling. Right side for Steve Kelly. Down low, another penalty call coming up. It'll be a 5-on-3 for Houston. Kelly moves it. Noro, shot, save, Torgman, and he will hold on. So the battle out in front by Ryan Hamilton and Peter Ovechkin forces San Antonio to take a penalty, but a nice pass by Kelly through to Noro creates a great scoring opportunity.
Great opportunity for the Aeros. Great pass by Kelly, but look where Torgman is. He's right on top of his crease. He's in the butterfly. He's a big goalie. That's where, as a shooter, you really have to go upstairs, because a lot of goalies this day and age are all butterfly goalies, and you don't see much in the net but over his shoulders.
The 24-year-old from North Vancouver, British Columbia, Cam Paddock, will sit. The Aeros have a minute and 34 seconds of a 5-on-3 in a scoreless opening period. Golden opportunity. Kelly, Hamilton, Clutterbuck, Albers, and Reitz out there for Houston. Paul Albers and Eric Reitz work the backside. They switch positions. Reitz controlling to Albers. One-timer save by Torgman out in front. Grabbed on the near side wall by Cal Clutterbuck. To Eric Reitz. He cocks, fires, tipped by Hamilton, saved by Torgman, and he directs it over the back net. Expect number 12, Ryan Hamilton, out in front, and shots from Eric Reitz.
Yeah, Eric Reitz, one of Eric's biggest assets is getting pucks through, and if you can have traffic like that, they're going to eventually go through. But Eric Reitz is not afraid to shoot the puck, nor should he be, and that's probably how he's got most of his points shooting from the blue line.
Peter Ovechkin wearing 16 replaces 12 Hamilton, and San Antonio gets a clear. 70 seconds to go in the 5-on-3 for Houston. Reitz costs the line. Now right side. Kelly back to Reitz. Reitz will walk for a closer look. Lets it go. Ricochets off shin guards to Noro. He'll give it to Cal Clutterbuck. Back up top. Albers down low. Kelly to Reitz. Back to Kelly at the right dot. Kelly looking, patient. Now to Reitz. One-timer off of Torgman to the end wall. Controlled by Cal Clutterbuck. 42 seconds to go in the 5-on-3 for Houston. Clutterbuck to Reitz, quickly to the right side for Steve Kelly. Kelly has 6 game winners, wristed on net, saved, rebound. Ovechkin, 2 tries, and Torgman there both times. And it's cleared the line, but not out. Nice job by Albers to keep it in. Kelly trying to dig it to the point, and it's taken away and knocked all the way down with 15 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage. Reitz from center, drives it in, cams around to Joel Ward. Ward patient. Worked away from Brendan Bell. Now it's controlled by Albers. 6 seconds to go on the 5-on-3. Down low, Hamilton across the crease, and Ward couldn't knock it home. Granton back on the ice. 5-on-4. Albers lets it go, and it glances off of Adrian Foster. Foster for Houston to Albers. With 14 seconds to go, Foster's shot dribbles wide, and Brendan Bell will get it to the blue line, but not out. Albers holding it in to Reitz. Now to Foster, skipped off his stick. Foster grabs it in the corner. 3 seconds to go in the man advantage. Great pressure, but Houston couldn't capitalize as we skate 5-on-5.
Great puck movement by Houston. They moved the puck around. They got the little triangle moving, and they got great opportunities. But again, I think they have to concentrate on getting a little bit more traffic in front of Torgman.
5 shots during that power play, but no goals. See if Houston can maintain the momentum. They've dictated play in the opening 12 minutes of the first. John Scott through center. Kalis will send it in. Torgman, who's been outstanding, leaves it off for Stevenson. Miscommunication came out in front, and Enver Leeson will start the counter attack. Leeson through the neutral zone, plays it behind the end boards. Now Thomas, deep. Scott throws a check. Puck is lodged. Thomas comes away with it. Broken up by Kalis, couldn't clear. Turnover, now Helmer. Wrist shot gets through. Blocked by John Scott, took it off the wrist. He knocks down Durno, who went for the hit. Leeson digs it free. Now Durno out in front. Low shot, and it missed on the far post. Back to the slot. Scott stick sends it over the glass and out of play. 6:43 to go. Opening period, still no score. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
America's Mexican, George Lopez, live in concert.
We drink and always end up with a hangover, but yet still go to church. That's how good Catholics we are.
A hilarious evening with George Lopez.
You ever go to church with the stamp from the nightclub on your hand?
Saturday night, February 16th at Toyota Center.
use holy water to try to get it out.
Reserve seats are on sale now. At the box office, select Houston area rentals. Charge by phone or get them online. Produced by AEG and the Messina Group.
Get your Toyota on at Toyota's #1 pre-owned dealership in Houston for 2006 and 2007, Joe Myers Toyota. So, Dad, how do you do it?
Lauren, it's easy with Red Tag Savings. We have hundreds of pre-owned vehicles available with some starting as low as $99 down with payments as low as $99 a month. And if you need credit, come and get it.
Come see why price makes a difference at Joe Myers Toyota Pre-owned, located on Highway 290 at Eldridge, just past Beltway 8.
Or call toll-free at
1-866-BUY-TOYOTA.
Joe Myers.
It's official. Gilman Honda is again #1 in Honda sales in Houston. Want to know why? There are over 600 new vehicles to choose from, all marked for immediate delivery, like the new 08 Honda Civic LX. Lease for just $199 a month, or the 08 Honda Pilot VP. Lease for only $259 a month. Shop Gilman Honda in Rosenberg, 10 minutes south of Sugar Land, serving the Fort Bend area for over 20 years.
Way to go, Gilman. Way to go.
Face-off will be on the stick side, and Nolan Schaefer, Steve Kelly kind of quarterbacking the power play from the right wing wall, set up some good opportunities for Eric Reeds, but we're still scoreless.
And he took a lot of good shots that they maybe thought he was going to pass, and that creates opportunity. Shots create opportunity.
Aeros trying to create an opportunity through center. Clutterbuck trying to work it to Hamilton, broken up, but Clutterbuck finishes his check on Travis Roach. Carcillo back in for San Antonio. Kelly will pick up. Vandermeer controlling now. A weighty line for San Antonio up front. Carcillo and Vandermeer as tough as they come. Perhaps probably the toughest twosome that you could dress in this West Division.
Well, that's a situation where a team you want to try and you want to take advantage of a situation when they have those guys on the ice, because usually they're not your most offensive guys, nor are they your best defensive guys.
Carcillo managing 12 points in the NHL this year with Phoenix. Now a sharp angle shot by Durno, kicked away by Schaefer, and Foster through center. Rink wide for Joel Ward. 10 games last year with the Minnesota Wild. The Toronto native gets it deep. Behind the net pie, wraparound opportunity, stop. Now to the near side, Foster whacking away. Torgsman couldn't find the handle. It's up in the air, and Durno knocks it to the far boards. Ward finishing his jack. Controlling now is Foster after he gets back up to Reeds. Left side, Norro missing off the end wall. Bouncer away from Joel Ward. The puck luck has got to change for the Aeros here. They're creating opportunities.
You know what? When things like that happen, you're not getting a bounce here and there. You just have to say, you know what? Next shift, we got to keep doing it, doing it. Eventually, it's going to go in, especially with good opportunities like that, the way they're crashing the net.
San Antonio takes an ice, and we will step aside. 5 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the first, still scoreless. This is Houston Aeros hockey. The Houston Aeros are back at the Toyota Center next Friday and Saturday, February 1st and the 2nd, against the Quad City Flames. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. The first 3,000 fans at the game on Friday will get a free set of Houston Aeros trading cards. Get to know the game of hockey and get your tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center for only $12. Buy tickets online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS. Houston Aeros hockey. Get to know the game.
Grab the girls and head out to Toyota Center for our annual Ladies Night Out.
It's so much fun. The energy, I love the people.
The three-pointers.
With her head. Got it.
Last few minutes of the game.
This is your chance to get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 beers or sodas, and 2 t-shirts, all starting at only $52.
The last game we had a girls' night out.
We had a lot of fun. Something for the ladies.
Call 713-627-DUNK or log on to rockets.com to get your tickets today.
For the best sports entertainment value in Houston, get to know the game of hockey. Tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center start for only $12. The Houston Aeros take on their I-10 rivals, the San Antonio Rampage, this Friday, January 25th, and Saturday, January 26th. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. Get your tickets online at Aeros.com or call 866-GO-AEROS for your tickets now. Houston Aeros hockey. Get to know the game. A good-looking crowd on hand, still looking for the first goal of the contest. A full house in the lower bowl for the Aeros. They opened up the upper deck at the Toyota Center. Pooley on a drive. That hit off the post. As the Aeros won an offensive zone faceoff. Oz drive stuck away by Torchman. And Bell will try the near side. Lead pass off the skate of the intended receiver, Enverleeson. Albert's right back the other way for the Aeros. They're dictating the pace.
Yep, and I mean dictating it by getting the puck into their zone. Good blue line work. They're getting it out of their end. They're getting it into their end at the blue line. And then what are they doing? They're finishing check. And we talked about them. They have to be physical, not only to get the crowd in the game, but to let San Antonio know that it's going to be a long night.
11 shots for the Aeros, 4 for San Antonio. John Scott has it. High pass out of the reach of Kalis. Ehrman will try and negate an icing, chasing after it. He touches up. No, he had a couple tries at it. Doesn't like the call from Fred Huddy, but that's going to fall more on deaf ears. And Danny Ehrman, the former University of Minnesota Golden Gopher, will have to retreat into his own zone for a defensive zone faceoff, but good wheels there. Kevin Constantine would like to maybe throw that challenge flag and go upstairs.
Yeah, no challenge flags in hockey, but that's great, just great effort. I mean, that's what Danny Ehrman has to do. He's got to use his speed. He's got to get in there, and he was there. He just unfortunately didn't touch the puck.
Jason Shaver alongside Cam Stewart. You don't miss those days as a former coach, right? Yelling at referees.
No, you just lose your voice and get frustrated.
Out to center. Rogers will lead the charge to Kalis. Now Ehrman. Ehrman pulls up. Try to get it to the corner for Kelly. Tanute controlling. Logan Stevenson. He was teammates in his junior days with Sean Bell and Clayton Stoner. Both those defensemen out of the lineup tonight for Houston. They're going to rest Stoner. He's been battling a bad back, and no sense trying to get him in one game before the All-Star break. 2-on-1. Kelly fires, and a save made by Torchman. Nice feed by Danny Ehrman. And Torchman remains perfect. His 12th stop, his best so far.
Great pass by Danny Ehrman. You know what? It's speed. It's that first pass in their own end to Danny. And who jumps in but the veteran Steve Kelly. He uses his wheels, jumps in, and gets a great opportunity.
We saw Kelly in the third period last night looking like he had a step, and that step has continued here in the second game of 2 straight against San Antonio. Pye to Cal Clutterbuck. San Antonio had a little weight up front. That was Vandermeer. That last rush had the big bump. Now Vandermeer runs into Serge Pye. That creates some space for Cam Paddock. Drop pass. Vandermeer lets it go. Missing on the glove side. Grabbed by Travis Roach. Down low, the former University of North Dakota player. Getting some help from Spina. Spina tied up by Adrian Foster. Dug free by Maxime Norrell. It's Foster, Clutterbuck, and Pye, the personnel up front. All the lines have been juggled for this one in the opening period. Now Clutterbuck knocked down by Vandermeer. Pye comes over and grabs him. We thought this one might be physical, and here's the early indication. Big John Scott in there for Houston. Is everyone looking for a dancing partner other than Cal Clutterbuck, who's been pushed to the floor?
Yeah, that's just there's no need for that in hockey. Just I know he's a tough player, and everyone knows he's a tough player, but you don't have to cross-check guys in the face. But Cal, he's a tough little kid too, and I know he brings it upon himself sometimes, but there's just no need for that. And he dove a little bit, but you know what? There's just no need for him to be going towards his head kind of like that. Although I know from being a player and even a coach, sometimes those guys bring it upon themselves because he's a little antagonizer, but.
Now, Cam, you had some offensive skill to you, but you were a little bit gritty. You weren't afraid to stir the pot from time to time.
That's what I'm talking from experience. I've been on the end of those cross checks because of getting under people's skin.
And right now, it looks like Vandermeer will take the only penalty. Serge Pye, who came in to help out, lost his helmet, and he waits outside the referee crease for an explanation from Sean Davis. And Davis will relay now to the timekeeper here at the Toyota Center. They got a double minor up on the big board. So with 2:23 remaining in the period, looks like the Aeros will get 2 tries on the power play before this period comes to an end. We're scoreless. And there was an initial call already coming. Vandermeer, you saw from that replay, had his hand in the air, and then the second shot. Vandermeer taking 2, and Ray Edwards, the assistant coach, not happy about that. Vandermeer was not in the lineup last night, and he adds a little muscle. 194 penalty minutes coming into tonight's contest, has just picked up 2 more penalties for another 4 minutes.
Well, kudos to right here, Cal Clutterbuck. He's doing his job perfectly. He got under the right guy's skin, and he knew he was probably maybe going to have to take one for the team, as you would say it. A little bit cliche-ish, but took one for the team, and look at now they have a 4-minute power play. Jacques Lemaire, Doug Riseborough watching this game. They want that so the Mary Boraks of the world can get on the ice and have a chance to score.
Roughing and elbowing, the calls against Vandermeer. So a 4-minute power play. The Aeros had a 5-on-3 earlier that they couldn't capitalize. They'll try back-to-back 5-on-4s. Kelly will take the draw for Houston. Ryan Hamilton and Peter Ovechkin up front. John Awe and Paul Albers on the back end. It'll be Matt Murley and Cam Paddock on the penalty kill up front for San Antonio. Matt Jones and Brendan Bell on the backside. San Antonio, 11 shorthanded goals on the year, 4th best in the AHL. They're not afraid to create some offense down a man. Houston controls on the power play. Paul Albers to John Awe, lets it go, hit off a couple bodies and goes wide. Albers sends it along the end boards to Kelly on the right side, being chased by Paddock. Kelly tried the pass into the slot, taken away by Murley and cleared. 2 minutes to go in the first, 3:36 remaining on the Aero power play. Vandermeer getting the penalty minutes. John Scott took a 10-minute misconduct as well, so he will sit for 10 minutes, but no power play time for San Antonio out of that 10-minute misconduct. John Awe has a 102-mile-an-hour slap shot to Paul Albers ahead for Ovechkin, broken off his stick. He finds the handle at center. And now it's controlled by Reitz. The Detroit native dumps it in. Moved away by Thomas along the end wall. Caldwell finds some room and clears. Clutterbuck finishing his check. And the conversation up ice as Clutterbuck playing agitating.
Well, this is where they have to come up. They're coming up together here. Eric Reitz, get it in, dumps it in right like this. They haven't done that the last 3 times up the ice, and they're stick handling too much. They just have to make the easy pass and get it on net.
Reitz's shot stuck away by Torjman. Minute to go in the period. Noro behind the net. Ovechkin lost an edge. Now he shoulders Stevenson, supporting Clutterbuck. Pouliot has it up to Pye. Clutterbuck knocked down back behind the play, and out comes Spina shorthanded. Back is Reitz. Spino looking for Durnall in the slot. Lets a shot go blocker save by Schaefer. Nice patience there by Spina, not only ragging some time, but still managing to get a pretty good look offensively.
Well, you can definitely tell. Look at they're right on the puck, and they anticipate very well, and that's why they've obviously got a lot of shorthanded goals throughout the season here.
John Awe with 14 seconds to go in the period to Albers, wrist shot tipped by Ward, glove save, and a beauty there by Torjman. Wow, traffic out in front, and he stabs it out of midair.
What is that? It's simple. It comes back to the point. Albers about 2 feet off the ice. Ward's in front, gets a tip, and obviously it looked like it might have been going wide, but that was a pretty good reaction save by Torjman.
Certainly was. Key face-off here, 8.7 seconds to go. 14 shots by the Aeros. This power play will carry over to period number 2. This is now the 5th power play for Houston. They're 0 for 4 as the second penalty of Vandermeer now up on the clock. They've killed off the elbow. Now it's the rough. And from the drop of the puck, San Antonio will get a clear. So the Rampage staying in this one because of their penalty kill in the opening period. They kill off a 5-on-3, and they've knocked off 2 and almost a half minutes of the 4-minute minor penalty taken by Vandermeer.
Well, what did we talk about at the beginning of the game? Our first key point of the game was goaltending, and I think we've seen a little bit in both ends, but especially down there with 14 shots. The Aeros have no goals. He's playing great. The Aeros are actually getting in front of him also, so there is traffic.
Is a physical first period of play that led to plenty of Houston offerings, but they could not capitalize. We are scoreless after 20 minutes. We're back with the first intermission. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
We are Wizards. One presents Michael Bublé. You're invited to spend the night with the real deal. In an intimate theater setting, Saturday, March 1st at Toyota Center. Tickets make great holiday gifts and are on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Kettle One presents Michael Bublé Live, a Beaver production.
The Rockets get ready for liftoff on FSN Houston. T-Mac and Yao know it's time. They're planning on lighting up the second half by running over anything standing in the way. But the Warriors have proved hard to beat as Baron Davis hopes for another postseason ticket. The Rockets universe lives on FSN Houston. Warriors, Rockets, Tuesday at 7.
Plenty of shots in the first period for the Aeros, but they are unable to capitalize on the 14 tries. It's scoreless after one period of play. It's eerily similar to yesterday's game, where Houston dictated the play in the first, but found themselves trailing 2-1. Before tonight's game, we talked to Kevin Constantine, the head coach of the Aeros. He dissected last night.
Well, we respect San Antonio as a really good team. I know we certainly were motivated going into the game, though it's really hard, I found, to play when you've had it 4, 5, or 6 days off. There's just a rust on your game you can't get rid of unless you play another game. And so while we're into the game and while we had some scoring chance, we even had 2 breakaways, just that little bit of edge that you need to score goals seems to be missing when you're off for a week. So, and San Antonio is a very good team and a proud team and our arch rival, and we've had a winning record against them this year, and I'm sure for them, being a good hockey team, they were very motivated to beat us, and they got the better of us last night.
This is the final game before the Aeros embark on an AHL All-Star break, so minds might wander a little bit, but a big game for your team trying to snap a 3-game slide. How do you get them ready to go tonight?
Well, I think our guys really care. If they didn't, they wouldn't have made the improvements that they have during the course of the year. So I'm not real worried about the motivation tonight. I think that because we haven't scored much, our guys will really be pressing offensively, and so we have to not have that urge to score when we haven't scored much lately turn into not taking care of the puck or trying too much and putting the puck in the hands of San Antonio forwards that are really, really good. So hopefully we can stay within our game plan and just use the fact we haven't won yet as motivation to play hard, but stay within our game plan.
Going into the All-Star break, it's a nice opportunity now to kind of dissect where your team is. What do you like? What are you looking to improve second half of the season?
Well, I think numbers tell a bit of the story of our team. We've improved a lot defensively over the course of the season in the way of Nolan Schaefer being an all-star and having one of the best goals against. Testimony to him and our ability to play team defense. Our penalty killing has, over the last couple months been in the top 10 of the league. So we have a foundation and a defensive ability to keep ourselves into every game. And, I think everybody would like to see us be able to score a few more goals. So we've been working in practice and developing the ability to kind of have our defense create some transition and see if we can play good defense and then within the next 4 or 5 seconds convert some of that good defense into offense. So we've been working on that.
Last night you were able to generate some 2-on-1s and breakaway opportunities, catching maybe a San Antonio team that thinks offense first, cheating up the ice.
Well, I think they're good at both ends of the game, but I think whenever you have a team that has ability to go so quickly through the neutral zone and create offense, you have to be able to also counter that and be able to, in transition, attack the other direction too. And so, we've been working in practice at just trying to really hone our skills offensively at converting turnovers by the other team into attack chances for us. And so we'll continue to try to improve on that during the year.
We'll get one final comment for you. You mentioned Nolan Schaefer, but Eric Reit's also going to the All-Star game. He's your captain.
Well, both guys are very deserving, and we're, proud and happy for both of them, and especially for Eric. I mean, he leads our team in scoring, which is really unusual for a defenseman, but, he's toiled a long time in the Wild organization and done a great job here in Houston and never been acknowledged as an all-star in the league. And so I think it's just really nice for someone who really is the backbone of a defensive core to get some acknowledgement and to be recognized as an all-star in this league. I think he's excited about the opportunity going. We're very proud and happy for him.
Kevin, appreciate you taking the
Yep.
time. It would be nice for him to pick up a win so he can enjoy his all-star break as well. We'll take a timeout and come back with more. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
Super Sunday on Fox. We're rolling out the red carpet as Ryan Seacrest welcomes the world's biggest stars to Super Bowl 42 with musical guests Jordan Sparks, Willie Nelson, and Paula and Randy performing Paula's new single. Plus, Frank Caliendo's Super Bowl picks. And the guys break down the big game. The Super Bowl 42 pregame show in HD, February 3rd, only on Fox.
For the hottest Aeros gear, including jerseys, pucks, game use sticks, gloves, and helmets, call 713-974-PUCK. Aeros merchandise is available at all Aeros home games, or you can browse online at Aeros.com. Aeros merchandise has items for women, men, and kids. Whether you're shopping for the sports fan in your family or for yourself, there's something for everyone. For the most affordable, authentic sports gear in town, call 713-974-PUCK or visit Aeros.com. The Houston Aeros are back at the Toyota Center next Friday and Saturday, February 1st and the 2nd, against the Quad City Flames. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. The first 3,000 fans at the game on Friday will get a free set of Houston Aeros trading cards. Get to know the game of hockey and get your tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center for only $12. Buy tickets online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS. Houston Aeros Hockey. Get to know the game.
Hey fans, it's your last chance to guarantee the best seats to the best games. Purchase a Rocket 6-game plan for as low as $84. Choose the best matchups between now and the end of the regular season, including the matchup with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. You'll enjoy the same great seats to every game, plus guarantee yourself priority on playoff tickets. Get your 6-game plans today by calling 713-627-DUMP or logging on to rockets.com.
Back inside the Toyota Center, first intermission, no score, not for a lack of effort by Eric Reitz. The captain had 5 shots to lead all players in the opening 20 minutes. Before the game, we talked to the captain, who's having an outstanding year. Not only the captain, an all-star, and the team in points.
Yeah, I've had a pretty good season, in points, and that's coming from a lot from Kevin. Putting me on the power play and making me the focal point, and the quarterback kind of moving it around, and Steve Kelly's really helped by getting passes through, and our forwards at the net have really come through and tipping a lot of shots that are screening the goalies, and putting in the rebound shots that I've taken.
This is definitely a blue-collar Aeros team, and you take a look at last night's goal that you scored, traffic out in front of the net, but really the offense starts from the back end, getting shots through, and the forwards crashing.
Yeah, a lot of our offense comes from our D. We getting shots through and our forwards crashing. That's Kevin's style. Last night, actually, a funny story about the goal. I talked to Joel Ward before the game. Like, Joel, you gotta start passing me the puck. Like we did last year. We're getting away from it. A little bank pass off the boards, and sure enough, I called for the first time. Joel didn't pass it, and he sucked Carcillo down. And then I called for it again, and then sure enough, he passed it, and I one time didn't went in.
Certainly has been a nice offensive year for you. You're going to the All-Star game. You'll be shooting at Nolan Schaefer. There might be some bragging rights in the Aero locker room coming up after the All-Star break.
Yeah, well, I try to stay away from that. I don't want to score on Nolan and, have to hold it above his head the whole year. So I'll just keep my goals to a minimum at the game.
Now, what happens? This doesn't happen often at All-Star games, but what if someone from your American Planet USA team runs Nolan Schaefer? Who are you standing up for?
I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're looking for some,
I'm searching for something.
Searching, yeah. He's searching for a little answer here, but I'm not giving it.
You like the insider edition type interviews here. This is your 6th season pro now, and having kind of a breakout year offensively. What's different offensively this year than the previous 5 for you?
I just think more goals have been going in, and I'm on the first power play this year, and the other years we have Curtis Murphy and Travis Roach on San Antonio, and they were just ahead of me, and they were older, and they knew the power play better than I did, but now it's my turn, and I'm showing what I got.
We'll talk to Travis Roach in our second intermission, but he made the comment to me that you kind of snuck up on him, and now after 2 assists last night, he says he's even with you. He's watching this. Are you watching how your former teammate of 3 years is doing?
No, he's getting old, so he's got to have good years in his later part of his career, because these are the best days of his life. Everything else is downhill from now on. So he's got, I think, 12 games. I think I noticed that stat last night. So 12 games, I could sneak, I don't know, 6 or 7 points in. So I'm not worried about it.
Early in your career, you pick up a Calder Cup championship. Does that kind of spoil you? Do you think it's kind of be easy to win championships when you come in right off the hop?
My first year is always my luckiest. My first year in the OHL with the Barrie Colts, I won the OHL Cup there. We went to the Mem Cup final against Rimouski. And my first year in the AHL, I won a Calder Cup. So, my first years have been pretty lucky for me, so I've been spoiled that way. But, I always want to win a Calder Cup when, I'm leading the team and, I'm a really big part of it. I wasn't as big a part of the team as I am now.
And one final question for you. Off the ice, you're a pretty good cook, huh?
Yeah, I try to do what I can. I used to cook for a lot of guys back when we won the AHL championship. John Guitrudel and Sylvain Cloutier, they'd come over when their wives went home because they were kind of lost. They needed someone to cook for them, and I took a 2-month course in Barrie to learn how to cook.
All right, he's cooking up points this year in the AHL. That's the all-star Eric Reitz of your Houston Aeros. We'll come back with more. This is Houston Aeros Hockey. And
Grab the girls and head out to Toyota Center for our annual Ladies' Night Out.
It's so much fun. The energy, I love the people.
The three-pointers. With her head. Got it.
The last few minutes of the game.
This is your chance to get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 beers or sodas, and 2 t-shirts, all starting at only $52.
The last game we had a girls' night out. We had a lot of fun.
Something for the ladies.
Call 713-627-DUNK or log on to rockets.com to get your tickets today.
America's Mexican, George Lopez, live in concert.
We drink and always end up with a hangover, but yet still go to church. That's how good Catholics we are.
A hilarious evening with George Lopez.
You ever go to church with the stamp from the nightclub on your hand?
Saturday night, February 16th at Toyota Center.
Use holy water to try to get it out.
Reserve seats are on sale now. At the box office, select Houston area rentals. Charged by phone or get them online. Produced by AEG and the Messina Group.
Get your Toyota on it, Joe Myers Toyota. Hi everyone, I'm Lauren Rocco, and joining me is my dad, General Manager and partner Jerry Rocco. So Dad, what's with all the red tags?
Lauren, it's our annual red tag sale. Every vehicle is totally priced for red tag savings for hassle-free shopping. 08 Corolla starting at $12,900. 08 automatic Camry starting at $17,900.
Joe Myers Toyota is located on Highway 290 just past Beltway 8.
Or call toll-free at
1-866-5-TOYOTA.
Myers, shop Joe Myers.
It's official. Gilman Honda is again #1 in Honda sales in Houston. Want to know why? There are over 600 new vehicles to choose from, all marked for immediate delivery, like the new 08 Honda Civic LX. Lease for just $199 a month, or the 08 Honda Pilot VP. Lease for only $259 a month. Shop Gilman Honda in Rosenberg, 10 minutes south of Sugar Land, serving the Fort Bend area for over 20 years.
Way to go, Gilman, way to go.
In the first intermission, Jason Shaver. We thought we'd pretty up the first intermission. We bring in Courtney Eidman. She's the Executive Director of Houston Aero Charities, and plenty of charitable work for the Aeros in this community. This is their 14th season, and you got a couple big events coming up, and it starts next Friday with the little annual jersey auction. The Wear jerseys, last year it raised $22,000. Let's take a look at the jersey.
Here's the jersey. Last night we unveiled it. This is our charities jersey. We'll be wearing it next Friday, starting next Friday. We'll wear it through the months of February, March, and we'll conclude on April 12th with jerseys off their backs, where our fans get an opportunity to go downstairs and meet their player.
And they're black, so they're pretty intimidating.
Exactly.
It's always a nice look. And then moving into March, we got the big celebrity waiter event. I can't wait to see that for the first time. And you guys raise a ton, and I mean a ton of money during that event.
Last year we raised $132,000. It's on March 5th, and we still have sponsorship opportunities available. They start at $1,500, and it benefits Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital. It's a great opportunity for the fans to have access to the team, and we hope to have your support.
Courtney has also done a fantastic job with 2 Aero players, including the Serge Pie bracelet and the Nolan Schaefer Foundation for Lyme Disease.
That's right.
Great work, Courtney. Continued
Thank you.
Success. You do an amazing job, you and your
Thanks for the
staff.
opportunity. I appreciate it.
We'll come back with stats and the second period. It's no score after 1. This is Houston Aeros Hockey. For the best sports entertainment value in Houston, get to know the game of hockey. Tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center start for only $12. The Houston Aeros take on their I-10 rivals, the San Antonio Rampage, this Friday, January 25th and Saturday, January 26th. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. Get your tickets online at Aeros.com or call 866-GO-AEROS for your tickets now. Houston Aeros Hockey. Get to know the game.
Grab the girls and head out to Toyota Center for our annual Ladies Night Out.
It's so much fun. The energy, I love the people.
The three-pointers.
With her head. Got it.
The last few minutes of the game.
This is your chance to get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 beers or sodas, and 2 t-shirts, all starting at only $52.
The last game we had a girls' night out. We had a lot of fun.
Something for the ladies.
Call 713-627-DUNK or log on to rockets.com to get your tickets today.
If your business goals are to drive sales, build your brand, support a new product launch, entertain clients, reward employees, or foster new relationships, the Houston Aeros can be an integral piece of your organization's overall marketing strategy. Our corporate sales team will work with you to create a partnership package tailored to meet your specific marketing goals and objectives. Become an Aeros partner today. Contact the Houston Aeros Corporate Partnerships Department at 713-974-7825. Nolan Schaefer getting set for the second period. We are 2. Schaefer, the last busy of the 2 netminders, stopping 5 shots, 14 at the other end for Josh Torchman. Aeros will start the period on the power play. Maxime Norrell, one of 5 players out on the ice. They got some good looks. They just haven't capitalized yet.
Yeah, they've got to do the exact same thing they did. You know what? The only thing they didn't do was score, which obviously we have to score, but get traffic in front of the net. Get it into the zone. Like, they're coming up here, they're coming up the ice together, and just see, you can't, the turnovers in the neutral zone, that's what, as a coach, that's what kills you on the bench. Just get it in, get the pressure on, and then make the easy play.
Number 5, Eric Reitz rims it in for Houston. He had 5 shots in the first. He leads the team with power play goals. He has 5. He scored his 8th overall last year, the lone goal for the Aeros in a 3-1 loss to San Antonio. We're scoreless after 20 minutes, and the Aeros have 58 seconds to go on a power play to start the second. Ovechkin into the right wing corner. Works behind the net. Hamilton out in front. Knocked back to the end wall by Caldwell. That's good because the puck was loose. Kelly trying to help work it free. Hamilton now has it. Plays it up to the right point. Back to Hamilton, top of the right circle. Corner for Kelly. He'll drive out. Tucks it in the crease. Whacking away. Ovechkin goes to the end wall. And Kelly controls on the left side to the point for Maxime Norrell. 28 seconds to go on the power play. Kelly across the rings, tried to drop it off for Reitz out of his reach and out to center.
But that's what you got to do, like Steve Kelly did. They kept it in. Ryan Hamilton passes it down on the goal line. Crash the net. Nothing fancy. Just get it at the net and anything can happen.
Foster late in the power play, 5 seconds to go. Turned over and out comes Thomas. He's got 3 shorthanded goals in the season. Thomas trying to drive back and a shot missed. Nice angle taken by Eric Reitz. And we skate 5-on-5. Houston now 0 for 4 on the power play. And they'll dump it all the way down. No shots on goal. Sometimes it's tough to start a period on the power play with the fresh ice.
Yeah, I mean, you always want a power play, though. And again, you can't blame it on ice or anything like that. They just didn't get it in, and I'm sure Kevin's going to be on the bench telling them, we have to outnumber them. We've got a man. We have to outnumber them.
Carcillo whistles it wide there, the 5'11" and 203-pounder, kept alive by Spina. Carcillo Working to the near side. Now Tanute pulls the trigger and Schaefer is saved. Tanute has had 2 great looks in this contest.
Yeah, and they're finding him. He's finding a little spot on the ice where the puck may be behind the goal line, but he's finding a spot where the forward and the defenseman, it's kind of that in-between spot, and he's getting great opportunities.
Paul Albers will reverse it to his partner John Awe. Awe got it away from Tanute and gets the clear. Brendan Bell controlling, the Ontario native. Out to center. Now it's Leeson crossing in. His wrist shot blocked by Awe. Albers on the left side. Sends it all the way down. He pays the price. Josh Gratton knocks him down. Gratton sent down by the Phoenix Coyotes at the start of the year for conditioning assignment. And 26 in black right there has had a longer conditioning assignment than he would have liked. And takes it out on Paul Albers.
Sometimes that happens, but again, the Aeros have to be doing that themselves. They've got to come right back, and you have to as a forward when they're forechecking like that, you got to know who's coming, and Paul Albers has kind of got to know that Gratton's coming in on him and not open himself up for a big hit like that. That's the way you get hurt.
Off the drop of the puck, it comes to Brendan Bell, challenged by Pouliot and knocks it to center. Benoit Pouliot, taken in the same draft year, first round, as Sidney Crosby by the Minnesota Wild, 4th overall. Now it's moved on in front, and Murley's sharp angle shot glances in, and San Antonio has the lead 1-0. Traffic out in front. You've talked about traffic a lot, Cam. And it looked innocent enough. Chris Durno plays it to Murley, and Durno goes right to the front of the net. And the late guy into the slot, able to tip it home. John Del Salvador puts it past his former college goaltender and Nolan Schaefer. They both played 4 years together at Providence, and John Del Salvador will have bragging rights among Friar alum.
Very simple play, just a pass at the front of the net. Cal Clutterbuck was back checking hard. He was skating. He was right there, but what didn't he have? He didn't have his stick. You have to make sure that you have his stick coming through, and that's a perfect example of having control of the offensive team's sticks.
10th of the year for Del Salvador at 3:18, and San Antonio has the 1-0 lead. They're 17-1 and 2 overtime, 2 shootout losses when they score first. Aeros will try the counterattack, and again, eerily similar to yesterday's game. The Aeros, with plenty of opportunities, couldn't capitalize in the first, and now they find themselves trying to play catch-up.
Well, I think the Aeros have had a problem all year with scoring, obviously, and obviously low. We talked about it, only getting 25 shots a game, but they've played well. Last night is not in their head. They just have to go forward and keep playing how they were playing. There was one little mishap there that ended up in their net, but there's a lot of game left here with 16:07.
That's to go in the second period. 6th shot pays off for San Antonio. Aeros looking for their first shot of the second. Pye will carry in into the slot. Tip, and a circus-style catch by Torjman as he robs Ryan Hamilton.
That's just a flat out great save. It was similar to the goal that they scored. They just throw it in front of the net, a guy going to the net, but gosh, what a save.
Ryan Hamilton going back against the grain, so the netminder moving from his left to right. A great shot there by Hamilton, the second-year pro out of Oshawa, Ontario. In comes Carcel. He'll feed the late man. Thomas's opportunity. Hit off the glass, and then I believe hit the protective netting, fell back into play, and that will halt the action with 15:37 to go. In this second period, Nolan Schaefer again going to need some help. The Aero goaltenders have stole some games this year. At some point, they need the offense to steal a couple games from them, or at least give them a little breathing room.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes as a player, when you're sitting on the bench like that and you're getting all these opportunities, it kind of becomes a bit of a mental game. And it'd be nice to see the Aeros get one past them so everyone clears their head and says, doesn't think that this guy's unbeatable.
Right now, it's Foster trying to make him unbeatable. It got away from him in the slot, and it comes to center. John Awe moved it middle of the rink. Waiting there was Cam Paddock. He's got a teammate offside, so he'll pull up. Helmer, 100-footer into the glove. Schaefer drops it off for John Awe. taking his time to center for Rosa. Rosa able to work it to Peter Kalis. He'll chip and chase after it. Stevenson controlling. Outlets left side, Leeson. Ovechkin back checking him. Ties it up in front of the penalty box. Rink wide pass, Kalis. Near side for Ovechkin. Top of the right circle. Fanned on the wrist shot. Picks it up off the end wall. Now we'll try and tuck it home. Wraparound opportunity. Torchman a save. And he locates it at the far post and holds on. And that's maybe a sign there that the offense gripping their sticks too tightly, coming across, looking for something. And right now, that net very small for Houston, and the puck for Torsman very big.
Yeah, as a forward coming in there, it kind of bounced around on Ovechkin there, but you've got to shoot the puck. Just keep shooting the puck at the net. One's going to go in. It's just going to happen.
From the drop, Ehrman controls. Behind the net for Hamilton. He had the quality opportunity early in the second for Houston, looking for an equalizer. Rogers to Pye. Durno trying to tie him up. Brendan Bell tips it ahead in the fast. Spina out to center, 2-on-2 with Murley. He tried to go rink wide, but too late, and the Aeros will counter. Pye leading the charge. 5 games last year with the Ottawa Senators. Passes in the skates of Hamilton. Loose and then cleared by Durno. Banged off the wall for Murley. He's hit by Reitz. They both go down. And now controlled by Pye. Into the skates of Reitz. Dug free, Spina. Nice job by Tanut to spin away, and then he put it in between his 2 defensemen out to center. He'll steer it back in and head for a change. 13:40 to go. Second period. 1-0 San Antonio. John Del Salvador has the lone goal. Ehrman to Eric Reitz. Reitz's long wrist shot missing the mark. Ryan Caldwell will get to it first. Benoit Pouliot runs into him. Caldwell absorbs the hit. Then he's finished off by Clutterbuck. Pouliot controlling to the point. Noro whips it on net. And waiting there is Josh Torsman. Continues to be perfect. Torsman doesn't have a shutout on the season, but he's got a pretty impressive string of games against the Aeros going, including the stop there. We'll come back with more Aero hockey. It is 1-0 San Antonio. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
How does a dinosaur sound? Come see Walking with the Dinosaurs, April 2nd through the 6th.
Walking with Dinosaurs, a live experience, locally presented by Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital, is coming to Toyota Center April 2nd through 6th. Tickets on sale Saturday, January 19th at toyotacentertix.com, by phone at 1-866-4-HOUTIX, at the Toyota Center box office, and select Houston area Randall's locations.
Today's the first day of the rest of your life. What you been waiting for?
FSN Southwest and the American Heart Association proudly present a special on the Paul Bear Bryant College Football Coaching Awards. See interviews with the finalists and a tribute to Lifetime Achievement recipient former Nebraska coach Tom Osborne. Tonight at 10 on FSN Southwest.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Ryan Caldwell reversing the puck to Travis Roach. He goes right up the gut and directs it right side. Bill Thomas through center for San Antonio, leading 1-0 with 7 minutes gone by in the second period. John Del Salvador getting the game's first goal in period number 2. Will take it away in front of his own net for Houston. Steve Kelly knocking it ahead. Pouliot, Clutterbuck, and Kelly out there, and Pouliot has a step around the defense. Breakaway, Kelly with the feed. Pouliot couldn't tuck it home, but he was hooked up. We saw a penalty shot last night. This time it's just going to be a hook and a power play for Houston, but Kelly to Pouliot. And that was a great opportunity for Benoit Pouliot.
Like we talked about in the pregame, Benny's got speed, and although it was a great pass by Steve Kelly, Benoit used his speed, creates a penalty.
First power play for either team here into the second period. Aeros are 0 for 4 on the night. This will be their 5th power play try. Face-off will be on the glove side of Torsman. Doubling up on the shots of the Aeros, 16-8. We've seen traffic out in front. We've seen some shots get through. So it's just maybe a matter of time. If you're Kevin Constantine, Cameron, you preach and keep it going?
Yeah, you did. As the coach, Kevin's telling them, you know what, we're getting chances, we're doing all the right things, we're getting the box moving, we're making quick passes, we're not hanging on to the puck, and time will take its course here. They'll just wait, and they'll hopefully get a quick one here and be right back in the game at 1-1. But this power play is huge. You can hear the crowd getting into it. It'd be a huge time for a goal.
A full lower bowl here at the Toyota Center on Boy Scout night. And we've got a delay on the penalty. They've got it up on the board to Grattan. As you look at Greg Ireland, Ireland's got to be happy with the way his team has played, because Houston's come out with some moxie in the opening period, and so far San Antonio has had more quality opportunities in the second.
Yeah, before the game, I'm sure Greg was telling his team, you know what, we beat these guys last night. They outplayed us in the beginning of the game. Tonight, they're going to try and come out. There's a huge crowd. They're going to try and come out, use the crowd, which the Aeros did. They outshot them 14-5 in the first period, but they weathered the storm exactly how Coach Ireland probably wanted them to, and now they're starting to get some opportunities, but big penalty kill here for them.
Cam Paddock will sit. Reitz sets up on the power play into the slot. Foster couldn't pull the trigger. Noro to Reitz. Wrist shot never got through. Blocked by Durno and cleared. So Grattan initially was sitting in the penalty box. Then it was switched up Cam Paddock, taking that hooking minor. And the Aeros trailing 1-0 on a 5-on-4 for another 90 seconds. Rose to the line. Pass was behind Hamilton. He touched it in the offensive end. And it's going to be an intentional offsides on Houston, so the draw comes all the way back into Aero territory.
And that's the Aeros fault right there. They're at the blue line where they could just chip it in. They have the man advantage. You have to, your blue line play, especially on the power play, you have to get it into their zone. You don't need a tape-to-tape pass. It's something fancy to get across the blue line. You have to chip it in and then outwork them because you have the extra man.
And Rogers, the defensive pairing in the face-off in Houston territory. Pye will be up front with Kalis and Ovechky on this Houston power play, their 5th of the night, as Rogers drives it in. Penalty killers for San Antonio. Jones and Bell in the back end. Del Salvador up front with Thomas. Oh, lets the shot go, blocked out in front and cleared. John Hahn does a pretty good job for a guy that's got a cannon of a shot of taking some speed off it to get a shot through, but that time just too much traffic.
Oh, you're right. It's not what speed it gets takes off your stick. It's getting it through.
Works it to Pye. Missing a glove is Spina, and a penalty goes against for unsportsmanlike conduct, and that will negate the power play. Sean Davis saw John knock Spina's glove out to center. I don't know if that's gentlemanly play, but this is a game of hockey, and the power play was maybe trying to create a little bit of a shooting lane for himself. You could definitely argue that.
Well, you know what? Sometimes when there's a stick in the way, you do that, and I don't know the exact rule there, but it would have been in the way of play, so he was just, I think he did it a little bit harder, that it was at the other end.
Taking a look at it again, you can see moving away. That's where he would shoot the puck. Spina, of course, was there trying to get his glove, but it's a tough way to negate a power play. That's the way Sean Davis calls it, and the Aeros will live with it as we skate 4-on-4. Hamilton knocked down at center. Travis Roach, pretty good offensive defenseman, able to throw his shoulder into Hamilton, who returns the favor, this time on Durno. Durno comes out to center. Carcilla controlling. Trying to walk around Noro. Noro played the body. Puck goes in the corner. Carcilla has it. Bangs it deep for Durno. They try and work off the end wall. 20 seconds to go on 4-on-4 play. And San Antonio will be on the man advantage. Rampage went 1 for 6 last night in the power play. Unable to capitalize in their opening power plays in the first. Caldwell now down low. Low shot and a save by Schaefer. He stretches with the right leg. And Ehrman will clear San Antonio on the power play. 5-on-4. Roach leads it ahead. Del Salvador tips it deep. Del Salvador, Thomas up front with Tanut, Bell, and Roach work the backside. Aeros take it away. Cleared to the line, but not out. Clutterbuck, Scott, Rogers, and Pouliot, the penalty killers for Houston. Bell at the left point. Wrist shot tipped on net and directed to the near side boards. Grabbed there by Del Salvador. Tried to hit Roach, streaking for the right point. Does not go, and Houston gets it out of harm's way.
San Antonio is starting to get some chances here. The Aeros have to find a way to kind of change the momentum, whether it be a big hit once these 24 seconds are off the clock, whether it be a big hit or a great play, but they've got to find a way to get the crowd in it and change the momentum.
13 seconds remaining on the San Antonio power play. Helmer out of the reach of Bell. Reitz. Pass was behind Ward. Cam Paddock couldn't chip it past Reitz. 2-on-2 with Joel Ward. Reitz winds, fires, blocked by Bell. And over the back glass and out of play. Aeros kill off the power play, but they trail by 1 as the Houston bench will try and get the offense going when we return to the Toyota Center. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Grab the girls and head out to Toyota Center for our annual Ladies Night Out.
It's so much fun. The energy, I love the people.
The three-pointers.
With her head. Got it.
The last few minutes of the game.
This is your chance to get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 beers or sodas, and 2 t-shirts, all starting at only $52.
The last game we had a girls' night out. We had a lot of fun.
Something for the ladies.
Call 713-627-DUNK or log on to rockets.com to get your tickets today.
We are wizards of the hardwood. Magic makers, long shot takers, on the court innovators, no-look slam dunk creators. We are descendants of geese, curly, and goose. We'll make you laugh until your feelings are loose. Basketball legend, no team does it better. We're coming to town, magic as ever. Magic as ever.
The original Harlem Globetrotters.
Don't miss this exciting new show coming to the Toyota Center February 8th and 9th. Tickets on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com, the Toyota Center box office, or at select Houston area Randall's locations.
Magic as ever.
The Rockets get ready for liftoff on FSN Houston. T-Mac and Yao know it's time. They're planning on lighting up the second half by running over anything standing in the way. But the Warriors have proved hard to beat as Baron Davis hopes for another postseason ticket. The Rockets universe lives on FSN Houston. Warriors, Rockets, Tuesday at 7.
Back with the Boy Scouts, 5,000 on hand. They're looking for something to cheer about. The Aeros trailing to 1-0. San Antonio cooking up another fine game on the road. They come in with a pretty good road record, 10-6-1-2. And it's allowing that home team to come out with some good energy, but not suffering any damage, and then kind of turning that negative energy back in their favor. In comes Kalis with Kelly. Kalis to Kelly, and it doesn't click. Durno will roll it in through center. Reitz will get to it first. Durno hot on his heels, plays the body, and now has the puck out in front. Backdoor play does not work with Matt Murley. Grattan along the end wall, pinned up by Norrell. Pair of 26s. Battle. Grattan on the right side, throws it out in front. Reitz didn't get it, came free. Murley knocked down by Ovechkin. That could have been a game saver there as Murley was looking to go back door, and it would have been a wide open net. Caldwell. Del Salvador crossing in, long slap shot, high and wide on the glove side. Ovechkin tips it out to center. You were talking yesterday, Steve Shields was a teammate of yours at Michigan, and you had a 5-point night against him. And right now, Del Salvador looking for multiple points on Schaefer. Schaefer stops Del Salvador on the doorstep. Bell, wrist shot, broken up out in front by Kelly, comes free. Murley couldn't tuck it home, and Schaefer will cover it up. Who has the edge normally when the goaltender and forward face off against one another?
Well, a lot of the times the goaltender, and right here Schaefer covers up, calms things down, and we have a face-off. But a lot of times when you're playing against, like we talked about last night, playing against your college roommates, it's fun, but there's no friends. So, and by the way, I have not had, that may be the only 5-point game I've ever had in my life. just to let people know.
It happens to be with a guy that you see nearly every summer, which is nice.
That is nice.
Ehrman trying to spark the offense, broken up by the San Antonio backcheckers. Rosa will regroup. Ehrman on the near side. Knocked back in. San Antonio pretty patient in the neutral zone. They're 11 games above 500 overall, trying to chase down the Peoria Rivermen. And this patient team of Greg Ireland is above 500, 11 games in the positive for the first time in team history. A remarkable job by Greg Ireland and Ray Edwards coming in and changing the culture in San Antonio.
Yeah, compliments to the coaches. I mean, coaches are hired to get fired. It's a tough job, and to come in and switch the whole atmosphere, get everybody on the same page. I'm happy for Greg. He's a good person, and it's good to see him doing well.
In comes Spina, gives it to Paddock, a shot in tight, save by Schaefer, and a penalty call coming up on Houston. Rampage will get their 4th try on the power play, and that was a call that you kind of had to take out in front if you're Cal Clutterbuck back checking. A great opportunity by Cam Paddock, and now Cal Clutterbuck will sit.
That's a situation where you're back checking. You still got to be aware of sticks. You have to be aware of sticks when they're coming in. And again, that's a point blank shot where Nolan Schaefer, you know what's keeping his team in this game.
One of the big things written on the whiteboard in the Aero locker room was passion into a complete game tonight. And there's been a lot of passion by the Aeros, but it hasn't been a complete effort yet, as San Antonio has responded with a strong second period here. Foster controlling short-handed, rags the first 20 seconds. Penalty time to Clutterbuck off the clock as dumps it all the way down. Brendan Bell headmans to Murley. Murley through center. Trying to part the seas, unable to do so. Albers broke it up. Joel Ward and Albers working on the PK for Houston. Ward, 22, has it and clears it all the way down. Brendan Bell will start back. He and Helmer, the defensive pairing. Fresh unit of 3 up front in the power play for San Antonio. Del Salvador out in front. Thomas behind the net. Now Tanoon on the right side controls. To Del Salvador, couldn't pull the trigger. Taken away. Ehrman will start out with Pouliot, 2-on-2. And Pouliot curls for a line change, and Tanoon takes the puck. 50 seconds to go on the San Antonio man advantage.
Yeah, that's a situation where you have to, when we talk about playing inside, when your teammate's skating with the puck like that, you have to support him. And although Benoit was changing, that you have to play inside, like support him, make the defenseman make a decision.
Roach will go to the far side. Tenuta shot sliding. Schaefer makes the save, and he will hold on with 30 seconds to go on the San Antonio power play and 5:42 to go in this second period. Nice pass there. You can just see the poise of Travis Roach.
Yeah, he's probably one of the better defensemen in the whole league at hanging on to the puck. He almost lures you in, and he keeps it, and he's patient. He's patient. Now, as a coach, when he played for us, sometimes he's a little bit too patient, but very talented player, great defenseman.
We'll talk with him in the second intermission. He was a free agent signed by the Minnesota Wild after his North Dakota Fighting Sioux team lost the national championship game. He turned pro and finished the year with Houston. Out in front, backdoor play for Thomas, fails to click. Actually, I think he finished the year with the Minnesota Wild and you, Cam Stewart.
That's right. He played one game.
Roach has it. Clutterbuck back on the ice. Penalty is over. Ward doesn't have a stick, and San Antonio held it in, and they're guilty of a hand pass. We'll go to break. 5:04 remaining, second period. 1-0 San Antonio. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Kettle One presents Michael Bublé. You're invited to spend the night with a real deal. In an intimate theater setting, Saturday, March 1st at Toyota Center. Tickets make great holiday gifts and are on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Kettle One presents Michael Bublé Live. A Beaver
Right now, for just $7,900, you can drive home a new Kia Rio with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty at Southwest Kia of Rosenberg. Only $7,900 for a new Kia Rio. Kia, the power to surprise. Only at Southwest Kia of Rosenberg, Houston's #1 volume Kia dealer, where our motto is, if we can't beat a new Kia deal in Texas, we'll give it to you. Over 300 cars in stock right now at Southwest Kia of Rosenberg. Southwest Freeway, Highway 59, just 5 minutes from Sugar Land.
In 2008, you don't want to miss one single play. Join the priority waitlist for Houston Texans season tickets now to stake your claim for 2008. Johnson, Ryans, Shaw, Williams, and more are writing a new chapter in Texas football history. Don't be left out. Visit HoustonTexans.com now to join the priority waitlist and start your Texans tradition today.
I'm a Texan! Aeros bench appears to be in decent spirits, but they need to get a goal here, get a little reward, get something to cheer about for this large crowd on hand here at the Toyota Center.
Yeah, they played fairly well up until now, and a really good start. But I mean, they're down 1-0. There's no reason to panic, and I'm sure they're not. They just have to get opportunities like that. But
like
just
Peter Kalis.
Yeah, get it to the net.
Kalis will cycle it to Peter Ovetsky. Ovetsky looking for a passing lane. Dumps in the corner. Kalis rolls out. Let's go. Just missed on the blocker's side of Torsman. Now Ovetsky controlling behind the enemy net. Touch pass out in front. Went in between the legs of Kalis. Tried to spin it back to Ovetsky. Bell took it away. Albers will hold it in. Albers to Ovetsky. No, actually that's Kalis. Ovetsky behind Kalis, as Kalis is knocked down. Albers holds it in again, threw it out in front, but the black sweaters outnumbering the white, and Carcillo back the other way. Knocked away from him, and now an opportunity. Breakaway, Pouliot, Deeks, he scores! Sweet redemption for Benoit Pouliot, who's been hooked up on his last couple breakaway tries.
Well, I mean, that's him again. Little bit of a mishap here for San Antonio. He gets through, he has speed, and that's what Benny's here to do. Benny's here to score and create scoring opportunities. As you see right here, kind of a turnover. He's coming with speed, and again, great shot. That's probably one of the toughest shots in hockey for a goalie to stop. Low stick. Great play by Benny.
Great play indeed for his 7th of the season, and the Aeros have tied it at 1. And you sure picked the right players to key in the open there.
That was luck, but like we talked about, you pick a guy, and he is a key guy because he's probably the most talented player on the Aeros, and he showed it right there. And it's good to see because that'll maybe give him a little kick start along with the team to start putting some things together, and like we talked earlier, using his assets.
Well, the noise level inside the Toyota Center has increased, as on the 18th shot of the evening for Houston, they're finally rewarded. Benoit Pouliot, the Alfred, Ontario native, knocks it in. He's got some great pedigree, won a gold medal in 2006, the World Junior Championship with Canada. And he comes up with a clutch goal when the Aeros needed it. Now San Antonio not wasting any time getting back in the offensive end. Broken up. Clutterbuck through center, hit by Logan Stevenson. Stevenson wearing the full facial protection. He broke his nose and still has the black eyes to show for it. Eric Reitz has it. Tried to lead it ahead, broken up by Durno. Durno will cross in with some numbers. Looking for a late man, now shovels it out there in front. Thomas couldn't pull the trigger, got it back, he shoots, he scores! And San Antonio answers quickly, and they're back on top 2-1. Bill Thomas's 15th goal of the year.
Unfortunately, if you saw earlier in that shift, Eric Reitz got hit in the hand with a slap shot, and he was trying to get it out, and he couldn't. He's favoring his hand, and it's just kind of bounced around there a little bit. But I mean, they had enough guys. The Aeros had enough guys there. You just have to get the puck out of there. But like I said, they didn't see on the replay here. Eric Reitz got hit, and he tried to get it out, and it was his turnover at the blue line that kind of let San Antonio keep the puck in the zone.
And that is why San Antonio has been so successful. A quick answer on that goal by Pouliot. Thomas has made it 2-1. In come the Rampage again on the attack. Thomas with the hot stick fires it, and it ricochets over the glass and out of play. And Durno, he took his time and waited for a lane to get it out in front. And the Aeros, as you mentioned, they had some people back defensively. They were just in the wrong position, unfortunately.
Yeah, not even that they were in the wrong position. It's just they didn't have the sticks, or they didn't clear the puck, and that's what you have to do. And you talk about it almost every game. When a team scores, how do you react? How do you respond the next shift? And for San Antonio and Greg Ireland, he had his guys fired up, and they have a good shift. They get it down, and they get an ugly goal. There was nothing pretty about that, but it was in the back of the net.
Joel Ward on the attack for Houston. Kelly bottom of the circle. Good defense by Caldwell. He'll counter. Cross looking for Leeson. Leeson couldn't pull the trigger. His shot was blocked out in front by John Awe. Paul Albers to Kelly. Took it off the skate. Kicks it to his stick. He'll cross in. Winds, fires, save made by Torgsman. Rebound comes to Ward. Up to the point. Awe sends it back deep for Adrian Foster. Being pursued by Matt Jones. To the line. Awe shot blocked by Leeson. That will require an ice bag. Now moved out in front by Foster. Behind the net. Pye centers. And Leeson there. It's amazing when you block a shot and get the puck back. All of a sudden you're not limping.
That is a reaction.
Pye circling in his own zone. Murley shadowing. Albers left side for Kalis. Kalis will push it in. Ovechkin controlling. Lost an edge. Went down. Puck comes to the point. Noro rotates. His partner Rogers. Nice pass to Kalis. Kalis forced near side boards. Still protecting. Now goes backdoor. And the stick of Bell broke it up. Then some problems clearing. Ovechkin keeps it in. Pye out in front. Pass is grabbed by Kalis instead of Pye. Kalis will cycle it now to Serge Pye. Right point for Rogers. And it's poked out to center by Murley. Murley will hustle in. Angle taken by Noro. And a shot by Murley missing the mark.
Yeah, I mean, they turned it over there. They tried to make that cross ice pass, and you talked about keeping it simple, making little passes, but fortunately Foster worked hard and got the puck back. But you just can't make cross ice passes. You have to make short little passes and get the puck at the net.
50 seconds to go in the second period. 2-1 San Antonio. Carcillo rolls it out in front. John Scott defensively for Houston. Now Cal Clutterbuck. He'll start out. Ships it across the line. Stevenson played the body on him. Ross on the forecheck. Benoit Pouliot has the goal for Houston. It arced over his head. He was looking the other way. And Carcillo back in for San Antonio. At the left dot, lets his shot go. Fought off by Schaefer. Loose. Stevenson jamming away. It goes to the end wall. And it's underneath Paul Albers. Scrum continues. Still at the side of the net. Finally, Schaefer will put a hand on it. And it looks like we're going to get a delay a game penalty against Paul Albers, who's pleading his case. And Paul Albers saying, what do you expect me to do when the puck is underneath me? I have to play it with my hand.
I think that's one of those situations where the ref, I don't believe the ref was in very good position. And he saw somebody's hand probably come out and thought he covered the puck. But I don't know if that was a good call or not. But you see San Antonio, we talked about the Aeros crashing the net. Well, they had a defenseman in there too. They had 4 guys crashing the net there, and they almost created opportunity. And it wasn't a fancy cross-ice play. It was just going to the net and having everybody go to the net.
15 seconds to go. Power play for San Antonio. Shot by Roach and a save made by Schaefer. And he will hold on. This power play will carry over to the 3rd period. But 11.6 seconds still to go in a defensive zone faceoff. You need a win here. Faceoffs 8-6 in the second in favor of Houston, but San Antonio just won their 7th, and they'll get one more try. Leeson a drive and another save by Schaefer. So a late attack has now run the shot total for the Rampage to 16.
Probably one of the most underrated plays in hockey. Those were 2 great opportunities in 5 seconds. And as a defensive centerman, you just have to tie up the stick. You just can't lose it clean.
And another opportunity at the buzzer by Roach, broken up, and the Aeros will get out of the 2nd period. Strong road period for San Antonio. They only had 5 shots in the first. They get 11 in the 2nd. They'll take a 2-1 lead into the dressing room. They have been outstanding when leading after 40 minutes of play. San Antonio this year, 14-2, 1-2. The Aeros will be looking to come back for just the 2nd time this year as we take a look at the goals in period number 2. The Rampage strike first, and they drive to the net and get rewarded. Del Salvador Pouliot will answer for Houston on a breakaway, but less than a minute later, Rampage back up by 1 as San Antonio gets their 2nd goal of the period and a 2-1 lead after 2. We'll come back with our 2nd intermission. This is Houston Aeros.
Hey fans, it's your last chance to guarantee the best seats to the best games. Purchase a Rocket 6-game plan for as low as $84. Choose the best matchups between now and the end of the regular season, including the matchup with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. You'll enjoy the same great seats to every game, plus guarantee yourself priority on playoff tickets. Get your 6-game plans today by calling 713-627-DUNK or logging on to rockets.com.
The Houston Aeros are back at the Toyota Center next Friday and Saturday, February 1st and the 2nd, against the Quad City Flames. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. The first 3,000 fans at the game on Friday will get a free set of Houston Aeros trading cards. Get to know the game of hockey and get your tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center for only $12. Buy tickets online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS. Houston Aeros Hockey. Get to know the game.
America's Mexican, George Lopez, live in concert.
We drink and always end up with a hangover, but yet still go to church. That's how good Catholics we are.
A hilarious evening with George Lopez.
You ever go to church with the stamp from the nightclub on your hand?
Saturday night, February 16th at Toyota Center.
Use holy water to try to get it off.
Reserve seats are on sale now. At the box office, select Houston area rentals. Charge by phone or get them online. Produced by AEG and the Messina Group.
For the hottest Aeros gear, including jerseys, pucks, game used sticks, gloves, and helmets, call 713-974-PUCK. Aeros merchandise is available at all Aeros home games, or you can browse online at Aeros.com. Aeros merchandise has items for women, men, and kids. Whether you're shopping for the sports fan in your family or for yourself, there's something for everyone. For the most affordable, authentic sports gear in town, call 713-974-PUCK or visit Aeros.com. Welcome back to the Toyota Center. We're in the 2nd intermission. San Antonio has taken a 2-1 lead after 40 minutes of play. Without a point tonight is a former Aero that has turned Aero killer. 27 games he's faced his former teammates, and Travis Roach has 22 points. That all coming from a very good offensive defenseman. Before the game, we talked to him about how he has become an Aero killer.
You like to have success against the teams you played in the past. It's been a while since I played with Houston, but you know, you still have a few teammates over there and a few guys that were, you know, Jerry Mines and stuff around. So it's always nice to do well. And you know, we got a big win last night, and we needed it against this team because they've really had our number this year.
Talk about former teammates and Eric Reitz, a defenseman like yourself that's having an outstanding offensive year. You guys keeping tabs on each other? Is there a little chase, a little side bet maybe on who's going to put up more points in the AHL this year?
You know what? He was off to a sneaky start there. I didn't expect that from him. So he got a little bit ahead of me, and last night I bounced back. So I think we're tied now, and we'll see how the rest of the year goes.
Well, talk a little bit about turning professional out of the University of North Dakota. You won a national championship, lost in the finals, and were a free agent. You chose the Minnesota Wild organization. What at that time appealed to you?
At the time, they were an expansion team, and we had some offers, and my agent kind of came to me and said, "Where do you want to go?" And Minnesota was close to where obviously I was at North Dakota, and my girlfriend was there, and she had a few years of school left, so I kind of made that decision. Looking back, I don't know if it was the best one for me, but I definitely enjoyed my years here in Houston.
You then went to the Chicago Wolves, a great organization, and then landed in San Antonio, which led for a nice opportunity for you last year, 59 games in the NHL with Phoenix. Got to be nice at this age and this stage of your career to finally get a real legitimate shot.
Yeah, it was great. I have to thank Phoenix for that. Wayne Gretzky was great to me. I got that opportunity and played well, and kind of ran with it. And I obviously hoped that would lead into this year, but just kind of had things didn't quite align, and I'm hoping to get a shot here before the end of the year to do the same thing, and hopefully that'll lead into something for next year.
Probably the strength when you look at the depth of San Antonio and Phoenix right now is the defense. You've got a lot of good players. Last night, Ryan Caldwell is a scratch for you guys. He's plus 17 on the season.
Yeah, it's tough. Both organizations. We got Matt Jones down here right now on conditioning because they recalled Keith Yandel, who's been up there and played really well, and so he comes down here to get some games in, and that bumps 2 guys out here. So and like you said, a guy like Ryan Caldwell, who would be in a top 2, top 3 D pairing on most any other team, is sitting in the press box. So it just goes to show how deep the organization is on defense, and that's why you can't really complain at where you're at.
You talked about Wayne Gretzky. He's perhaps in the running this year with the way Phoenix is playing to be the coach of the year. What's it like playing for Wayne Gretzky of all people? I'm sure a guy that you looked up to as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. He was my idol growing up, and it was kind of surreal the first few times you see him, first few times you talk to him. I remember I was sitting in the cold tub first time he said a word to me directly, and I don't even remember what he said, but he said it, and I was trying to say something back, and I just couldn't spit anything out. So he went into the steam room, and I made sure I was in there for the time when he came back out, and I had all my words planned out, and he said something again, and I had marbles in my mouth the whole time. I didn't get many words out.
Now, a player as good as he is on the ice, how is he coming around as a coach? Is he able to instruct, or because the game in his mind is so simple, is it tough for him to teach?
No, I don't think so. He's really he loves the young guys. He loves the opportunity to teach, and sometimes it is a little comical, based on the fact that, like you said, his brain works so much quicker than everybody else's did, obviously, and he'll kind of giggle that somebody doesn't know how to do a certain play, but nobody else could pull the play off but him. So he kind of takes a back seat a little bit and kind of realizes that he was far ahead of the game, but he's really good with the young guys, especially the young really skilled guys up there, Peter Mueller, Martin Hans, all those guys. He's really good for them, and they've come along well, and they're having a great year.
One final question for Travis Roach before we let you go. Tell us a little bit about the San Antonio team making great strides in the standings this year, probably their best year in franchise history.
Yeah, it's been interesting. We have a team that's really comprised of a lot of really solid players. We don't really have the over-the-top. We're not going to have a 40-goal scorer. We're not going to have a real go-to guy offensively, but we have a lot of guys contributing each and every night. And we play gritty, we play hard, and that's when we have our success, is when we play a style similar to Houston. We don't make many mistakes, and really get in on the forecheck, and don't cause many turnovers, but try and create them.
You won a Calder Cup championship here in Houston. What is the battle like in the playoffs? What do you remember from that?
It's tough. I always wondered what was different, or which one was easier, the NCAA title or winning the Calder Cup title, or which one's better. But the Calder Cup playoffs are the most you know, intense thing you can go through. It's game in, game out for, you know, we went through a few 7-game series there to win it, and you know, it's a grind, and your body takes a beating, and you really have to be mentally strong and mentally focused in order to get through it.
Travis, thanks a lot for the time.
Thank you, guys.
That's Travis Roach, former Aero. We'll come back with more Houston Aeros hockey.
How does a dinosaur sound? Come see Walking with the Dinosaurs, April 2nd through the 6th.
Walking with Dinosaurs, the live experience, locally presented by Children's Memorial Hermann Hospital, is coming to Toyota Center April 2nd through 6th. Tickets on sale Saturday, January 19th at toyotacentertix.com, by phone at 1-866-4-HOUTIX, at the Toyota Center box office, and select Houston area Randall's locations.
Over 500,000 people have become auto insurance discounters customers because they wanted to save money on car insurance. And we just want to say, thanks, Houston. Auto Insurance Discounters is celebrating 16 years in business, and we couldn't have done it without all our loyal customers. One phone call is all it takes to start saving money on all your insurance needs. And remember, if Auto Insurance Discounters can't lower your premium, we'll pay you $500 in cash.
Call Auto Insurance Discounters at 713-789-AUTO.
Randall Reed's Planet Ford and Planet Dodge.
Go Randall, go, go.
Acres of pre-owned, like the 07 Ford Taurus.
No payments for 6 full months.
Then just $199 a month.
Want credit approval now?
It's a done deal.
With billions to loan. From the Texas Giant, Randall Reed.
Way upside down.
We pay off your trade. Call 888.
Go Randall.
888-GO-RANDALL.com.
Under the Giant Globe on 45, 59, and south of I-10 on Highway 6. No payments for 6 months. Then just $199 a month.
We're dealing.
Back at the Toyota Center, the world-famous Zamboni resurfacing the ice. Tim Sinclair's directing our broadcast. He wants to be a Zamboni driver. Apparently that's where XTV people go. They go right to the Zamboni. The Rampage have gone right to the forefront in this one. 2 goals in the second period. John Del Salvador and Matt Murley. Benoit Pouillet has the lone tally for Houston. We're back with more. The second intermission. San Antonio leads 2-1. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Grab the girls and head out to Toyota Center for our annual Ladies' Night Out.
It's so much fun. The energy, I love the people.
The 3-pointers. Luther head. Got it.
Last few minutes of the game.
This is your chance to get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 beers or sodas, and 2 t-shirts, all starting at only $52.
The last game we had a girls' night out.
We had a lot of fun. Something for the ladies.
Call 713-627-DUNK or log on to rockets.com to get your tickets today.
The Houston Aeros are back at the Toyota Center next Friday and Saturday, February 1st and the 2nd, against the Quad City Flames. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. The first 3,000 fans at the game on Friday will get a free set of Houston Aeros trading cards. Get to know the game of hockey and get your tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center for only $12. Buy tickets online at Aeros.com or by calling 866-GO-AEROS. Houston Aeros hockey. Get to know the game.
Tonight on the FSN Final Four, presented by DirecTV, 2 of the best headline college basketball is #1 Memphis and #2 Kansas. Both hope to stay undefeated. Plus, Tiger Woods looks to continue his dominance as he leads the pack into the 3rd round of the Buick Invitational. And the Miami Heat are losers of their last 15. They try and snap their skid against the visiting Pacers. For all the day's highlights, in 30 minutes, it's the final score.
The second intermission rolls on. Welcome back inside. A very good crowd at the Toyota Center. Jason Shaver alongside. One of the main reasons there's a good crowd tonight, the Vice President of Sales and Service for the Houston Aeros, Adrian Cavazos. A great crowd here tonight, and nice job by the Aero ticket staff.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a really special season. We've had great crowds the whole season,
and we anticipate that to continue. We hope that you guys can join us for the remaining 18 home games this season, starting with next week, February 1st, February 2nd, and remaining February, March, and April games as we make our push towards the playoffs.
Yeah, should be a lot of fun. The Aeros, attendance-wise, have always done well. This year, they're ranked in the top 5. Last year, you led the entire league in group sales. This Houston, Texas might not jump out on the map as great hockey country, but they've had hockey here for a long time, and they have great fan support.
It's the fans. They come out every single year on a group effort. We lead the league in group sales every single season, and for the past 5-6 seasons, our attendance has been increasing, and that's because of the group sales. And call the office, 713-974-7825, and call one of the great reps inside the office, and they'll set you up with affordable seats, great seats, fun family entertainment.
Look at this friendly, smiling face. Who wouldn't want to buy tickets from him or one of his...
And I'm the ugliest guy on the staff.
You are?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's not a beauty pageant.
No.
We'll go to break with that. With the Aeros looking to rally. They're trailing after 2 by 1. More to come for the Toyota Center. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
We are wizards of the hardwood.
Magic makers. Long shot takers.
On the court, innovators.
No-look slam dunk creators.
We are descendants of geese.
Curly and goose.
We'll make you laugh until your feelings are loose.
Basketball legend. No team does it better.
We're coming to town.
Magic as ever.
Magic as ever.
The original Harlem Globetrotters. Don't miss this exciting new show coming to the Toyota Center February 8th and 9th. Tickets on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com, the Toyota Center box office, or at select Houston area Randall's locations.
Magic as ever.
Hey fans, it's your last chance to guarantee the best seats to the best games. Purchase a Rocket 6-game plan for as low as $84. Choose the best matchups between now and the end of the regular season, including the matchup with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. You'll enjoy the same great seats to every game, plus guarantee self-priority on playoff tickets. Get your 6-game plans today by calling 713-627-DUNK or logging on to rockets.com.
America's Mexican, George Lopez, live in concert.
We drink and always end up with a hangover, but yet still go to church. That's how good Catholics we are.
A hilarious evening with George Lopez.
You ever go to church with the stamp from the nightclub on your hand?
Saturday night, February 16th at Toyota Center.
Use holy water to try to get it off.
Reserve seats are on sale now. At the box office, select Houston area Randalls. Charge by phone or get them online. Produced by AEG and the Messina Group.
Today's the first day of the rest of your life. What you been waiting for?
FSN Southwest and the American Heart Association proudly present a special on the Paul Bear Bryant College Football Coaching Awards. See interviews with the finalists and a tribute to Lifetime Achievement recipient, former Nebraska coach Tom Osborne. Tonight at 10 on FSN Southwest.
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
Fans making their way back to their seats. They're hoping that the Aeros bring them out of their seats in the third period. Houston trailing 2-1. Jason Shaver alongside Cam Stewart. It's been a good game for the Aeros. 20 shots to 16, but they trail 2-1.
20 minutes to go here till the All-Star break. Great crowd. They're going to have legs. This is a period where they have to give it all.
Let's find out how we got to where we're at. The Rampage strike first on driving to the net.
Yeah, it's very simple. Just a drive to the net. Good pass. Have to have sticks.
Benoit Pouliot answers for the Aeros, making it 1-1, but quickly, Bill Thomas, he got 2 quacks at it, and he bangs it in. They changed the goal to Matt Murley, but you can clearly say that that was 22 Thomas that tucked it home. As we take a look at the stats, what jumps out to you, Cam?
Well, obviously the shots on goal, with San Antonio having a period similar to the Aeros period, the first period.
Face-offs have been relatively even in both periods, but late face-offs in Aero territory led to some good opportunities for San Antonio. They had the power play. It continues over to the third.
The stat I would like to see, it said 8-8 on face-offs. I'd like to see a stat where scoring chances off of face-offs. I bet you 4 out of their 8 face-offs they had a scoring chance.
Cam Stewart touched on it. 20 minutes until the All-Star break. It's all offense. If you're Houston, trying to get the equalizer. You can rest up with the 3 days off for the AHL break. 2 Aeros will be in the All-Star game, Nolan Schaefer and Eric Reitz. But right now, the Aeros will concentrate on the penalty kill. $1:45 remaining on the Paul Albers penalty. Schaefer has stopped 14 of 16. And again, a lot of traffic in front of them.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't sell the farm here. They've got 20 minutes of play. They don't have to get too tight. They have to kill off this 145, this power play, and then get back to work. And again, it's the same things we keep harping on. It's just keeping it simple and creating opportunities, and that's all they have to do.
We have a delay coming out to start the period. We should be underway by now, but for whatever reason, we are waiting for something in the far corner to our left. The Toyota Center Arena staff working on the door where the San Antonio players actually come out to the ice. And I think they've got it worked out now. And we can play some hockey. San Antonio picked up win number 7 in Houston yesterday. They're trying to make it 8-2 straight. They have a 2-1 lead, and on a 5-on-4 to start the third, they'll play it in. David Spina worked it behind the net, broken up by John Scott, and Scott gets the clear all the way down. Joel Ward, Adrian Foster up front on the penalty kill. Brendan Rogers and John Scott on the back end. Matt Murley will be up front with David Spina and Chris Durno. Helmer works the backside with Bell. San Antonio will set up on the right side. Durno, half boards, lost the battle, and Scott scoops at the distance once again with 65 seconds of power play time now for San Antonio.
2 good jobs there by Johnny Scott. And the big thing when you're killing a penalty, make sure the puck goes all 200 feet all the way down. And he did a good job of that on those last 2.
John Ah, a good job as the white sweaters of the Aeros stack up across their blue and don't allow the black sweatered San Antonio Rampage to dump it in. And Bill Thomas will have to regroup. Travis Roach leads the charge. Chanute will send it in from center. Maxime Norrell broke it up, but it came in front of his own net. Casually played all the way down by Cal Clutterbuck. He will change. 30 seconds to go on the San Antonio power play. Talked to Roach in that second intermission. He said he got a little tongue-tied with Wayne Gretzky. To be expected when you play for the great one in Phoenix.
You get tongue-tied when you play against him.
Face-off, or no face-off coming as it's dug free by the Aeros, and that will do it on the PK as Joel Ward crosses in. Paul Albers comes out of the penalty box, and we skate 5-on-5. San Antonio has the 2-1 lead on the road. This is game number 4 of the 14-game road trip that the Rampage have to do every year when the rodeo comes to San Antonio. Both the Spurs and Rampage spend plenty of time in hotels the end of January and most of February. Cleared out by Maxime Norrell. Little D to D, and it's lifted back in. Cam Paddock gets to it first. That negates an icing. Grattan into the slot. Leeson forced to the near side. Right wing corner. Grattan tried to give and go with Leeson, taken away by Kelly. He's chased down by Paddock, but he springs it ahead for Maxime Norrell. Norrell hit by Grattan, but he gets the clear. Expect a lot of dumping from the neutral zone by San Antonio with the lead and forcing the Aeros to come up 200 feet.
Hey fans, visit the Massage Oasis concourse table for
We have a whistle with 17:22 to go in the third period. Aeros, eerily similar to yesterday's game where they had 15 shots in the first period. Tonight they generate 14. They came back with 6 in the second period. Last night the Aeros had 7 in the second. Let's hope that they get more than 4. That's what they had last night.
No, and I definitely I think they will. But San Antonio, they're just gonna keep it. They're gonna get over the red line. They're gonna get it into their zone, and they're gonna forecheck. So the defensemen, the forwards have to come back, give it out to the defensemen, and really help each other out with a lot of talk.
Helmer off the face-off, rims it past with the help of Carcillo. Past Paul Albers. Serge Pye to Ovechkin. Now Pouliot with the lone Houston goal. Pouliot into the right wing corner. Draws a penalty. Ovechkin pass out in front. Knocked away by Helmer, and Houston will go on the man advantage. There you see Benoit Pouliot using his speed to the outside. Doesn't get a shot, but he draws a penalty.
Exactly, and last night when Benny had very similar situations, that he try and come back against the grain into the defenseman, where he uses his speed, he doesn't get a chance, but the guy's got to slash him.
That was the end of it. Finishing off with a check with Stevenson. So he gets his money's worth for the 2 minutes for slashing. Again, he played with Sean Bell and Clayton Stoner with the Tri-City Americans. Grattan is now nose to nose in the Houston bench with Cal Clutterbuck, and the officials have to come over. Now you see all the Rampage looking towards the Houston bench, but Vandermeer was the lone Rampage player, and I guess he's tough enough to challenge the whole bench.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on him. Not a whole bench of hockey players. So,
and now he's going to get an escort across to the penalty box. Probably a 10-minute misconduct, and that will help boost his penalty minute totals. For most of the season, he led the league in penalty minutes. He's only played, this is his 21st game. With this 10-minute misconduct, he'll run his total now to 204. That puts him 3 behind Kip Brennan, who's second. Louis Robitaille leading the league with an outstanding 245 minutes of penalty time in 36 games.
How many penalty minutes are they of 10-minute misconducts?
They're going to give him an unsportsmanlike,
which is a lot better for the Aeros.
Now it's a 5-on-3.
That's a huge mistake by Vandermeer. He's going to.
He took 12 minutes. He got a 2 for unsportsman and a 10-minute misconduct. So he now occupies the number 2 spot in the league. Vandermeer will sit as he moves ahead of Kip Brennan.
As an assistant captain, that's not what you want from your leaders on the team. You can be a tough guy, but when your team's up 2-1, but fortunately for the Aeros, huge opportunity here. Huge
indeed. A 5-on-3 for the full 2 minutes, and a good start by San Antonio as Matt Murley dives to clear. A slash to Stevenson, unsportsmanlike to Vandermeer. John Awe and Paul Albers in the back end. Up front, Cal Clutterbuck, Peter Ovechkin, and Steve Kelly. And San Antonio gets another quick clear. Murley looks like he'll stay on. Roach also out defensively. And the always steady Ryan Caldwell. Kelly crossing right side, pulls up, and the puck comes back out to center. 35 seconds gone by in the 2-minute 5-on-3 for Houston. The Aeros haven't been able to set up, and the Bluebirds coming out of the Toyota Center. Albers will carry through, chips it into the corner, and now has along the end wall, hit by Roach, but he gets it to Awe. Now it's set up. 2-man advantage for Houston. Awe walking, fakes, gives it to Albers, right circle. Ovechkin screening out in front. Albers lets it go right in the midsection of Torjman, and he gobbles it up. No rebound there, and I'm sure a quick change of personnel in the power play for Houston.
Yeah, but how did they get it in? Albers chips it to himself. It's a defenseman, which was a great play. It rings around the boards, but Peter Ovechkin, he's got, you see right here, he's there, and look at Peter Ovechkin, he stands off to the side, and Torjman saw the whole shot. If he just stays there, there's a chance of a big-time screen.
Noro a drive, rebound picked up by Pouliot. 50 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Reitz to Noro. Noro has 4 power play goals. Reitz has 5 misses off the end wall. It's controlled by Houston. Joel Ward up top for Eric Reitz. Reitz between the rings, left circle. Noro faking. Fans anxious for a shot. Reitz, wrist shot high off the back glass. Pouliot will pick up right side. Moves away from the defense. 22 to go on the power play. Shot missing. Reitz off the end wall, out in front. Side of the net, loose and covered by Torjman. And some rough stuff after the whistle. 16 seconds to go in this face-off imperative. On a 5-on-3 for Houston, down by 1 with 15-18 to go in the third period.
Yeah, it's a huge face-off, but they've got to shoot the puck. They're getting good looks. They're getting good looks. They seem to have traffic, but you have to shoot the puck. And they should be trying to set up an Eric Reitz here maybe for a one-timer.
Cam Paddock will take the face-off on the glove side of his netminder, Josh Torchman. Pouliot, the centerman for Houston. Get a little false start. They'll try it again. Pouliot knocks it to the near side boards. It comes to Reitz. Walking, fires, tipped out in front. Torchman fought it off. Norrell controls, 10 to go. Reitz lets it fly. Save, rebound, knocked around. It comes back to Norrell with 4 to go on the 5-on-3. Reitz again missing. And it comes to the near side for Norrell. 2 players back on for San Antonio. And Jones clears it all the way down. It's going to go for an icing. And a golden opportunity slips away from Houston.
And now after penalties, just like after goals, they have a 5-on-3. Yeah, it's a bit of a downer, but you know what? 14:51 to go. They have to come. They have to start rolling their lines. And again, Eric Reitz right here. Great shot, a little bit of traffic, but again, they're just those forwards in front are just a little bit to the outside. That was a great right in front of the goalie. But Torchman, all the credit to him right now. He's standing on his head.
Josh Torchman is a second-year pro free agent signing by Phoenix in July of 2006. All 30 teams in the NHL could have had him. And the 23-year-old signs with the Coyotes, and he has moved ahead on the depth chart. So David Lemieux, a former second-round pick by Phoenix in 2002, off the face-off, a lookout in front, does not go for the Aeros.
Great little play by Marco Rosa, trying to. They weren't winning too many draws, so he tried to go forward, got an opportunity off of it.
John Scott. Lead pass ahead for Rogers. Ehrman will direct it in. Picked up by Rosa. Rosa stops out in front, just under the reach of Ehrman. He moves it to the point. Scott, shot missing the mark. Grabbed by Foster. Touch pass out in front. Off the goal stick of Torchman, back behind his net. And it goes over the glass and out of play. So 25 shots now in the game for Houston, 5 this period. That's better than the 4 that they had down 2-1 last night.
Yeah, they got 26 shots in total last night. They're obviously going to go by that, but they just have to keep plugging here. Obviously, they haven't scored too many goals the whole season. They don't have a lot of goal scorers on the team, but they're in the game, and all it takes is a little bounce.
Aeros trying to avoid going winless in 4 straight. They shovel it out in front. Torchman dives to cover before Cal Clutterbuck could get to it. And Clutterbuck just enough of a poke to irritate the Rampage, but not enough to take a penalty. And he saw a couple black jerseys kind of following Clutterbuck after that.
Yep. No, I mean, he goes in here, and Cal's just doing his job. A little shot, goes in there. Just kind of slashes him in the back of the legs. I mean, that's his job, and he stirred the Hornets over there on the nest, or in the nest over there on the bench.
Led to a 5-on-3. Aeros have had 2 of them. They're struggling on the power play. 0 for their last 15 coming into play tonight. Now they're 0 for 7. So that's 0 for 22. Clutterbuck across the line. Pouliot scored at even strength for Houston. 9,107 on hand, looking for something to cheer about. The home team down by 1. Ovechkin lost it at the line. And Caldwell softly dumps it deep. Pouliot dumps it back to Pye. Del Salvador, and Murley was credited with the go-ahead goal for San Antonio. Del Salvador first. Should go to Bill Thomas. Controlled by John on his own zone for Houston. Thomas took it away. Out in front, they score! Carcelo wide open, taps it in, and it's 3-1. And there's that momentum swing that we were talking about after the 5-on-3 over.
And we talked about it before the game. It's what's hurting the Aeros. We see right here, they've got control of the puck. There's a turnover. There's a guy going to the net. Forward isn't back helping out the defenseman, and it's a pretty easy goal. And I mean, it's another situation where you kind of shooting yourself in the foot, and unfortunately Unfortunately, it's 3-1 now with 13:08 to go.
Daniel Carcilla on a conditioning stint during the NHL All-Star break. He's got points in both games in the AHL. And it's now 3-1 Rampage. Travis Roach has it. He moves it to Durno. Picked up now by Murley. He hits Roach, top of the right circle, poked away by Hamilton. Caldwell will keep it in. John Del Salvador lets it go to Durno. He's knocked down by Noro, gets back up. Still has it. Murley had it poked away by Adrian Foster. Out comes Hamilton. Gives it to Ward. Ward will bang it in and chase after it. Ward puts on the brakes. And now Foster a drive off the glove of Torgman. Got enough of it to direct it over the net. Roach reverses it. Bell up the left side. Durno will bang it off the glass and out. Benoit Pouliot will chase after it. Torgman directs it off the rump of Enver Leeson. It came to center and Kelly picks up for Houston. 8 minutes gone by in the third period. Rampage getting one to stretch it to 3-1. Ovechkin will drive on the left side behind the net. Now Kelly picks up in the right wing corner to the point. Walking, Rogers lets it go. Save, rebound, Ovechkin denied. Back out in front, Grattan will clear it to the blue line and just enough to get it out to center. Peter Ovechkin will see that one later tonight.
And I mean, again, it's just Brendan Rogers getting it to the net, and then there's a rebound. They got to do a lot more of that in the next 11:25 here.
Nightmares perhaps coming for Peter Ovechkin, who has been perhaps the most consistent forward this season for Houston. He's been outstanding. Now Rosa, Erman a shot, Torgman kicks it away. Norrell at the left point. Moves it to his partner Reitz, and it took a funny bounce off the boards to center. Rosa calmly plays it away from Leeson, and it's dumped back in. Aeros trying to tilt the ice with the forecheck. Erman right wing walled. Reitz wrist shot, got through. Torgman to save, rebound. Rosa tried the backhander and he missed. Cycle to Serge Pye. Pye up top to Noro. Noro shakes away from Thomas. Thomas recovers and clears. 9.5 gone by in the third period. Daniel Carcilla has made it 3-1 San Antonio. Reitz couldn't get it out. Thomas keeps it in, into the slot. Broken up. Foster with some speed. And a penalty coming up on Houston back behind the play. That will halt it. They're taking a timeout here at the Toyota Center. Aeros will be shorthanded when we return. San Antonio leading 3-1. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Kettle One presents Michael Bublé. You're invited to spend the night with a real deal. In an intimate theater setting, Saturday, March 1st at Toyota Center. Tickets make great holiday gifts and are on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Kettle One presents Michael Bublé Live, a Beaver production.
If your business goals are to drive sales, build your brand, support a new product launch, entertain clients, reward employees, or foster new relationships, the Houston Aeros can be an integral piece of your organization's overall marketing strategy. Our corporate sales team will work with you to create a partnership package tailored to meet your specific marketing goals and objectives. Become an Aeros partner today. Contact the Houston Aeros Corporate Partnerships Department at 713-974-7825. Fans getting impatient for some offense as the Aeros trail 3-1. And during the course of the season, Cam Stewart, there's going to be some bumps in the road. You just hope that they're not long bumps, but right now the offense is sputtering for Houston. The last 3 games, including tonight, just 1 goal in each of those games.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the coaches become frustrated a little bit. They're not scoring. They're telling them kind of what they want them to do, but they're not doing it right now. But you have to stay positive. You have to find a way to get some positive out of different situations, and then just go from there. This is where the leaders of your team, the Steve Kellys, the Eric Reitzes, different players like that come up, and they have to talk to the guys. They have to be vocal and get the young guys to buy in.
Ovechkin to Rogers out in front. He slapped it just wide. Reitz right now in the penalty box. He took a slash, but he took Logan Stevenson with him. 4-on-4 we skate. Rogers a drive. That's turned aside. Torjman looking good again. Kelly lets it go, and it missed just not by much on the stick side. Now Rosa faking. Gives it to Kelly off the end wall. Torjman's seen enough in his own zone. He will hold on. And some more rough stuff. And are we going to go? Yep, we're going to get a scrap. Steve Kelly's going to go at it with Carcillo. Kelly comes with a couple rights. They're going toe-to-toe. Carcillo answering. Kelly to his knees, trying to get back up. Those two wasting no time, and you can see a cut on Carcillo. Kelly doesn't drop the mitts much. He leads the team in goals, and he's trying to lead the team with a little physical play. We'll step aside. San Antonio leads Houston 3-1. Aeros hope to spark a comeback after that tilt. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
For the best sports entertainment value in Houston, get to know the game of hockey. Tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center start for only $12. The Houston Aeros take on their I-10 rivals, the San Antonio Rampage, this Friday, January 25th and Saturday, January 26th. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. Get your tickets online at Aeros.com or call 866-GO-AEROS for your tickets now. Houston Aeros hockey. Get to
For information on James Hardy Siding, log on to jameshardy.com.
In 2008, you don't want to miss one single play. Join the priority waitlist for Houston Texans season tickets now to stake your claim for 2008. Johnson, Ryans, Shaw, Williams and more are writing a new chapter in Texas football history. Don't be left out. Visit HoustonTexans.com now to join the priority waitlist and start your Texans tradition today.
I'm a Texan! Little rough stuff here. Steve Kelly switches hands. That allows him to land a good shot that drew some blood. But Carcillo, a tough cookie because he can take some punches, and he comes back with a solid left himself. And you were talking, Cam Stewart, before about one of the veterans trying to lead the way with some physical play, and Kelly provides that there with a assistant captain letter on his jersey and some physical play.
Yeah, and I mean, as a veteran player, you're a little bit frustrated too, and but you show the young guys you're not afraid to go out and do that, and Kelly's obviously one of their top offensive players, and I mean, to go out and see a guy like that, to me, watching the game, I'm like, I hope some of the young guys go out and show a little energy here.
That was Maxime Noro, rookie, who threw the hit that got the crowd fired up. And now a penalty call coming up on San Antonio. Off goes Schaefer, extra attacker on. Behind the net, Adrian Foster. We're skating 4-on-4 still, but it's a 5-on-4 on the delayed call coming to San Antonio. They touch up the puck. And Houston will get another try on a power play at some point. They're probably going to start declining power play opportunities. They're 0 for 7 in this one. 0 for the last 22 is John Del Salvador, one of the key penalty killers for San Antonio, will sit. As we take a look at the Maxime Noro hit, look at the shoulder there. Noro, not the biggest defenseman on the team by any stretch, 5'11", 192 pounds, but he put the much larger Cam Paddock, 6'1", 185 on his back. So nice job by Noro.
Matter of good timing. A lot of the best hitters around are not always the biggest guys.
John Del Salvador sits for 2 minutes for hooking. Aeros on the man advantage, trailing 3-1 with 8:29 to go in the third period. It starts out as a 4-on-3 for 10 seconds, and Roach will clear it all the way down. Key face-off.
Yeah, it's face-off, and it's not like Benny Pouliot's got to jump there. Everybody's got to jump. You can't let them have a clean out.
Reitz and Stevenson out of the sin bin. It's a 5-on-4 for Houston for 1 minute and 40 seconds. Stevenson got tangled up. Pye strips it away. Serge Pye trying to go to the point, and it's cleared by Durno all the way down. Rogers will carry up. On the season, 9 assists. 4 of them have come on the power play. Norrell. Long lead pass. Pouet trying to split the defense. Puck got away from him. Finds a handle now. Foster shoots. He scores! Well, Pouet wanted the breakaway, but he didn't get frustrated when he lost the puck, and he finds Adrian Foster, and the Aeros right back in it as they finally capitalize on the man advantage.
It's night and day with Benoit. He's jumping into holes. That was a great pass. We're gonna see it right here. Great pass. Benoit's jumping into holes. He sees the puck. Great vision, and like we talked about at the beginning of the game, that's why Benny's here to create opportunities and also put the puck in the net himself.
2-point night for Pouet. Adrian Foster has made it a 3-2 contest with his 10th of the year. He's now tied with Steve Kelly for the team lead. A power play goal from Benoit Pouet for Adrian Foster, and now you see the coaching staff kind of clapping on the bench for Houston. Norrell had that lead pass ahead. He picks up the second assist on the Aero goal, but San Antonio still has the lead. 3-2, 30-17, the shots in favor of Houston. 7:20 to go. Out comes Rosa. Pass for Foster, poked in, and back checking Grattan. Thwarts the opportunity. Grattan will clear it to Spina. David Spina dumps it in. Kids from Mesa, Arizona, signed by the Phoenix Coyotes. First kid who grew up and trained in Arizona, signed to an NHL contract by the team in his own state.
They had their little local scouts there scouting him out.
Ryan Hamilton a shot. Torgsman the save, and Hamilton paid the price for pulling the trigger. Knocked down. What a good look there. Ryan Hamilton, boy, he does a lot of things to put him in positions to score goals. He doesn't have the best offensive touch because he's a banging forward, but he's always in position.
And you don't find a guy out there that works harder than Ryan either. Last year, you just try and find him, find ways to get him more ice time because he's an energy guy.
Ovechkin working into the corner. Hamilton barrels it to Pouliot, back to Hamilton. Hamilton doing all the muscle work. Rotates it to Ovechkin. Pouliot behind the net. And now to Ovechkin's side of the cage. Couldn't tuck it home. And Roach anticipates that. He reads it so well, and he gets the clear ahead. Jones crosses center, dumps it deep. Both teams will change up some personnel with 6:02 remaining in this third period. Dumped in from center. Kalis on the forecheck. Ties up his man. Pye supporting. Kalis working along the end wall. Helmer keeps him at bay. Pye to the point for John Scott. Wrist shot, save towards it. Rebound knocked to the end wall. Pye has it. Kalis out in front. Pass goes in between his legs. Kept alive by Scott. Pye, right wing wall. Rogers fakes a one-timer. Wrists it deep for Kalis. Kalis trying to work away from Helmer. Helmer muscles him down, and Murley clears to the line off of Scott and out. So the Aeros playing with some weight back in. Kalis. Torgsman will stop it behind his net. Ehrman on the forecheck. Took a funny hop off the partition. Helmer stays with it, and he gets it ahead for Thomas. John off to Albers. Now Rosa in. Rosa pulls the trigger and fighting it off Torgsman. Oh, Torgsman got caught leaning. He thought the pass was going to go to Clutterbuck, but he's able to make the save as Rosa pulled the trigger.
That was a smart play by Marco, because he did. He had everyone and us thinking that he was going to pass the puck, and he got a good shot on that.
We'll take our final timeout of period number 3. The Aeros have made it interesting. Adrian Foster has pulled Houston within 1, but San Antonio leads 3-2. This is Houston Aeros hockey.
Hey fans, it's your last chance to guarantee the best seats to the best games. Purchase a Rocket 6-game plan for as low as $84. Choose the best matchups between now and the end of the regular season, including the matchup with Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. You'll enjoy the same great seats to every game, plus guarantee yourself priority on playoff tickets. Get your 6-game plans today by calling 713-627-DUNK or logging on to rockets.com.
We are wizards of the hardwood. Magic makers. Long shot takers. On the court innovators. No look slam dunk creators. We are descendants of geese. Curly and goose. We'll make you laugh until your feelings are loose. Basketball legend. No team does it better. We're coming to town. Magic as ever. Magic as ever.
The original Harlem Globetrotters.
Don't miss this exciting new show coming to the Toyota Center February 8th and 9th. Tickets on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com, the Toyota Center box office, or at select Houston area Randall's locations.
Magic is ever.
Kettle One presents Michael Bublé. You're invited to spend the night with a real deal. In an intimate theater setting, Saturday, March 1st at Toyota Center. Tickets make great holiday gifts and are on sale now at ToyotaCenterTix.com. Kettle One presents Michael Bublé Live, a Beaver production.
9,107 looking for an equalizer here at the Toyota Center. The Rampage playing good on the road. They're taking everything so far that the Aeros have thrown their way. They lead 3-2 off the face-off. Pouliot a shot, and Torjman the main reason why they've been able to absorb the attack of the Aeros.
Yeah, definitely. They're out shooting them by double.
And a tripping call coming here. Aeros capitalized on their last power play. They'll get another try as Bill Thomas tripped up Eric Reitz. And Thomas will sit. So sometimes these streaks can go back the other way. After going 0 for 22, can the Aeros go 2 for 2 and totally redeem themselves?
Well, it starts right here with this face-off. The guys, the wingers, Ovechki's here, Pouliot's taking the face-off. The wingers have to be ready to jump, because if they do lose the draw or there's a bit of a scrum, they have to be ready to jump in there and get the puck, outnumber them. They have an extra man on the ice. They have to outnumber them here at this face-off.
Pouliot at 2.9, and all attentions will be on Josh Torjman. Ryan Hamilton has had his nose in front of the cage. Will he get rewarded? Draw on the glove side of Torjman. 33 saves on 35 Houston shots on goal. Maxime Norrell and Brendan Rodgers on the back end. It'll be Ovechki, Pouliot, and Hamilton up front. Brendan Rodgers suffering a shoulder injury earlier this year. The kid from New Hampshire had to fight through that. First game back, he gets in a fight just to test it out and make sure that he's good to go. Pouliot will take the offensive draw against Cam Paddock. Paddock and Murley, the penalty killers for San Antonio. Helmer and Bell on the backside. And here we go. Power play for Houston. Sets up the 5-on-4. Norrell moves away from Paddock to Rodgers on the left side. Two Aeros out in front. Hamilton and Ovechki. Pouliot controlling. Lost an edge. Still has the puck. Trying to saucer it to Hamilton. Comes back to Pouliot. Now to the point for Norrell. Back to Pouliot. Pouliot walks in. Down low. Hamilton off the end wall. Shoots and getting a piece of it was Torjman. It comes near side. Norrell has it. Three bodies out in front now for Houston. Rodgers. They rotate. Ovechki. Pouliot shot. Save Torjman. Rebound to the backboards. Nice pass by Ovechki. And Pouliot camped out at the far post. Couldn't get it to go. Cam Paddock trying to find a seam, and he rips it all the way down and nearly put it in either the two benches, sending everyone scurrying.
Everyone was ducking on those two benches, but that was a great play. They moved it around well. Defenseman kept it in there at the point, got it behind the net, and Ovechki, with Pouliot finding a spot, found him from behind the net and got a great opportunity.
Clutterbuck with 49 to go in the power play to Rosa. Rosa immediately pinned up. Durno couldn't get it out. Rosa patient. Tried to work it to Foster. Roach took it away. Now it's grabbed by Adrian Foster. He'll hand it off. Rosa winds, fires, save off the stick to the backboards. And it's cleared by Jones, but not out. Rosa has it again. Down low, Foster driving to the net was Reitz. Pass didn't get through. Rosa to the point for one-timer block. It ricochets off the shin guards of Durno to Rosa. Rosa lets it go. Hit Clutterbuck out in front, loose in the slot and cleared. Aeros shooting from everywhere. They have 5 seconds to go in the man advantage. One last rush in. Reitz plays it in the corner for Rosa. Rosa pinned up by Roach. Clutterbuck on the attack. Kalis digs it free. Thomas on the ice. Power play over. Shot. Never gets through as it was blocked by Joey Tanute, a Calder Cup champion with the Hershey Bears in 2006. At center will dump it in. 2:20 to go. Keeping an eye on Nolan Schaefer. Kalis on the forecheck. Move to the point. Albers, right side. Norrell fakes, lets it go, hits traffic. Albers will swing it towards the net, bounces wide. Kalis has it now. He's pinned up by Helmer. Pye on the forecheck. Thomas will bang it off the wall ahead for Spina, who scoots out to center. Trying to move it deep. Albers will get to it first. Stops. Lost an edge. Now Spina back on the forecheck. Norrell controls. Minute 45 to go. Outlet. Kalis will bring it in. Across the line, he stood up by Roach. Roach read that perfectly. Not a lot of support for Kalis.
No, that's where Travis Roach is so good like that. He's a veteran guy, and he just knows he doesn't have to make big hits, but he's always in the right position, and showed it perfectly right there at the blue line, stepping up.
Josh Granton, his cousin Chris, plays for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Josh on the forecheck there, couldn't get to it in time, and it will be an icing against San Antonio in an offensive zone faceoff with 91 seconds to go for the Aeros. Kevin Constantine has not used his timeout yet. Nolan Schaefer has not moved from his net to the bench. Aeros send out 6 players, and now the signal from Constantine for Schaefer to come off. Hamilton Kelly, Peter Ovechkin, Benoit Pouliot, Brendan Rogers, and Eric Reitz, the 6 skaters for Houston. Kelly will take the draw against Cam Paddock. Paddock has taken most of the key face-offs in his own zone defensively for San Antonio. Aeros get it back to the line. Rogers' shot skips through. Kelly plays it back to the point. Reitz wrist shot, save traffic again, jamming at it. Torchman trying to cover. He gets the whistle and some more rough stuff. Team's going to try and play tough, but within the rules, neither team can afford to take a penalty with $1:20 to go in the third and a 1-goal differential.
Yeah, I think Carcillo there could have got a penalty. Pop, gave him a pretty good pop. Reitz gets the shot through, there's good traffic, and then just go at it.
And Torchman fights it off. He's tall, 6'1", but not a lot of weight. 155. Phoenix is trying to think of some ways to put weight on him without Torchman losing his quickness with the added muscle. He's able to muscle his way to get the cover. Aeros get it to the point. Reitz walking, empty net, 6-on-5. Rogers, near side, into the corner. Foster back up top for Rogers. Rogers walking the blue to Kelly. Kelly tries to go back to Rogers, broken up, but it eventually gets to Rogers. His shot out in front, blocked by Paddock. Kelly holds it in. Forced to the corner boards. Benoit Pouliot sends it to the near side. Waiting is the captain, Reitz. His shot blocked out in front by Durno. Goes back behind the net for Pouliot. Pouliot had it poked away by Roach. Taken away by Pouliot. Ovechkin back to Pouliot. They couldn't get it out in front with 40 seconds to go. Kept alive by Adrian Foster. Now Rogers, near side. Reitz's shot blocked out in front by the defenseman Jones, and Murley with an empty net will chase after a loose puck at center. Taken away by Houston. In comes Reitz. Reitz will give it to Foster. Foster couldn't get it low. Murley broke it up. Del Salvador couldn't find the handle. 19 seconds to go. In comes Pouliot. Pouliot, wrist shot. Save, rebound! Came through to the far side. Del Salvador hit. Ovechkin trying to keep it in 9 seconds ago. Shoveled to the near side. Albers will whip it out in front. Blocked and cleared, and the Rampage will go 2 for 2 on the weekend. San Antonio weathers the 40-shot barrage. They take it by a final of 3-2, and Josh Torchman will sleep very well during the AHL All-Star break.
You know what? You can't fault the Aeros. They really came in. They ended up having a great third period. You get 40 shots in a game, you usually win the hockey game. But unfortunately, they came up against a hot goaltender the last 2 nights, not just tonight. But Josh Torchman played very well, and you know what? Sometimes you just have to give credit where credit's due.
Last 2 shots on goal were great looks for Houston, but they couldn't get him to go. Just that kind of night for Josh Torchman. And then the eventual clear, and that would seal the fate of the Aeros. Pouliot with a sharp angle shot from the rebound goes just the right way for Josh Torchman. So Benoit Pouliot with a goal and an assist tonight. That was not enough offense for Houston. San Antonio, a 3-2 winner, and now record high for San Antonio, 12 games above 500. We're back for a final wrap. This is Houston Aeros Hockey.
If your business goals are to drive sales, build your brand, support a new product launch, entertain clients, reward employees, or foster new relationships, the Houston Aeros can be an integral piece of your organization's overall marketing strategy. Our corporate sales team will work with you to create a partnership package tailored to meet your specific marketing goals and objectives. Become an Aeros partner today. Contact the Houston Aeros Corporate Partnerships Department at 713-974-7825. For the best sports entertainment value in Houston, get to know the game of hockey. Tickets in the lower bowl of the Toyota Center start for only $12. The Houston Aeros take on their I-10 rivals, the San Antonio Rampage, this Friday, January 25th, and Saturday, January 26th. The puck drops at 7:35 both nights. Get your tickets online at Aeros.com or call 866-GO-AEROS for your tickets now. Houston Aeros Hockey. Get to know the game.
A disappointing end result for 9,000 plus filing out of the Toyota Center as the San Antonio Rampage pick up back-to-back wins on the weekend in Houston. 3-2 the final tonight. But the Aeros played a much better game tonight, Cam Stewart, than they did last night in a 3-1 loss to San Antonio.
It's amazing when you give up the same amount of goals how much different of a game it was, and I think the coaches in that locker room are going to be a lot happier with tonight's performance. The guys went to the net. Benoit Pouliot used his skill a little bit, made a couple plays. Nolan still played well in the nets, but you came up against a hot goaltender, and when it comes down to the playoffs, goaltenders are the biggest thing, and it showed tonight how important goalies are, and they can win games by themselves.
Well, hurdles will take place in the course of the season. You got to jump over them. The Aeros started the year 0-3-1. They go into the All-Star break 0-3-1 as they fall to the San Antonio Rampage 3-2. Aeros will wrap up their 7-game homestand after the All-Star break on Friday and Saturday, February 1st and 2nd. They welcome in the Quad City Flames. Our next telecast on FSN Houston will take place on March 7th. The Hartford Wolfpack come to town. For Cam Stewart and our producer-director, Tim Sinclair, this is Jason Shaver bidding you a fond farewell for the TC. San Antonio takes it 3-2. Good night.